You're listening to The Front Porch Show. Some shows are niche shows, talking about specific topics. Others, shows about nothing. This show is the show about everything. On The Front Porch Show, we'll talk about current events, some news, a little bit of politics, along with a whole lot of life. Welcome to Our Front Porch. 1-402-799-1811 is the message line number. We've got Ozzy over in one corner and the king of logic himself over in the right. Mr.
I don't know if I'd bill myself as that, but
you would.
I was just upset about.
I'm not upset.
Upset about our pre-show conversation.
I'm not upset. So. I'm merely having a conversation.
He was complaining about proofs in geometry class, or it would have been geometry, right?
Yeah.
To do the proofs in, and he was going, it just made sense to me. I don't see why I had to write it all out and explain it. And I was saying, but you have to prove why you know what you know.
This is like
that's why I like
arguments we used to have in our dorm room.
Yeah, it is.
We used to have these all the time. It was like, you don't have any proof. I'm like, but that is.
So Ozzy and I are actually in agreement on this one, very much great. So.
Yeah. I just stopped arguing with Jeff like in college because I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Like building a mountain of proof to prove where we're at. But unfortunately, Tombstone and I apparently are alter egos of the same person because we can never be on the show at the same time.
It's true.
Have you thought about getting that checked out? Visiting a doctor? Padded room.
It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde over here. It's Tombstone or just Jeff. Hence the need to hide my identity.
Yes, that's a good point. I see how that works now. So my thing with geometry, Jeff, is I understand the process. I understand the rationale behind why we have to do what we do, but I don't understand. I don't have to do that all the time. I just don't have to do that. A lot of times. So I play Sudoku
all the time, but
my thing with geometry is Google.
Wait.
You're welcome.
Wait. Sorry. This just went from geometry to Sudoku.
Okay, yes. Okay, so listen to my rationale.
You're expecting logic here, Jeff. Why are you surprised?
He's building a proof right now. So, it's just a really weird proof at the moment.
No. Have you played Sudoku?
Yes.
Okay, Sudoku is the number game where you make 1 through 9 in a row, 1 through 9 in a box.
I like Minesweeper personally.
Can't reuse a number.
Can't reuse a number. That's right. Okay, so proofs is a huge deal in Sudoku because there's certain rules. Like if you have if a certain box has to be a certain number, or certain two boxes has to be a certain number at a different side of the board, it can't be. Then
logically, this box can't be this, so it limits. I don't
understand it from a proof. I don't understand it from a proof standpoint. Well,
I've never thought of it as a proof.
There's very complex calculations that go into doing an expert Sudoku. When you're doing the basic ones, it's real simple. You just throw the numbers in. There's really no logic involved. But when you get to the higher
once you
levels,
find like the first number, it just falls out. Yeah,
right. But a lot of times you get to the point in the more advanced ones where you could be
stuck.
Where you're stuck.
This one could be two different numbers, and this one could be two different numbers, and you have no way to figure out which one should be which.
There's
absolutely some way, but it might be beyond you.
But that's the thing. It comes down to the logic of it. Of it, and you have to use the rules, the proofs, in order to get there. But my mind doesn't work that way.
I've still never thought of it as proofs like in geometry. I still haven't thought of it as
that. Because you have to figure it out from if this one's this, then this one can't be this. And then this one has to be this.
And then this one over here can't be this, so this one has to be this. That's what I do. I've never thought of it as a geometric proof.
Right, exactly. So, but the way my mind works with geometry, with geometric proofs and with Sudoku and stuff like that, I don't actually have to think about it that much.
Numbers.
It just, no. Because on my Sudoku app, I can only have 3 errors per game, otherwise I'm hosed. So I actually...
That's a good point.
I don't know...
But
I just naturally
know
it.
You know what the number's supposed to be, so you don't have the third one.
No, you don't. No.
I just naturally know.
3 errors per game. I just know.
This is a big, long explanation of Mathis saying, I just know it. And I don't care how I get to just knowing it. I just know it because I am the
No. It's like with geometry, though.
That's
it was
completely not acceptable in college, though.
Well, I know it's not.
At college level, they're like, well, why is this?
I don't know.
I know.
Because I know it.
This is why they told me, they were like, don't just, as soon as you got finished with basic math in college, like, don't do any more math.
They're like, why is this a 90-degree angle? Defend your answer. And I'm like, because it is.
Look, it's 2. It's like this.
I took a square to it.
It goes like this.
I took a square and it's 90.
Because it's not a
they
rhombus.
have to add up to 180.
Exactly. No, I don't know.
I took my protractor and it matched up.
So wait, no.
That's geometry.
That's the whole sine cosine stuff, man.
Yeah.
Sine cosine tangent.
Yeah, I may or may not have gotten that far.
I did.
Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is opposite over adjacent. And tangent is what is it?
Listen, I got
opposite
through college.
Over hypotenuse. Opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent.
I have not honestly thought about this in
Shout
how long
out
we've
to
been on.
My 10th grade algebra teacher. I still remember that.
That's so nice.
What was her name?
Even as my TI-83 from 10th grade. No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was not homeschooled.
Oh.
Her name was Mrs. McGee. A lot of us considered her the quote-unquote meanest teacher in the school because she was like strict with the rules.
Me and Mrs. McGee?
And she
was it?
No.
Oh, that was Bob
and
McGee.
Keep going. And she ran the.
He's grasping at straws to get out of this.
Yeah, he is just weird. But she was an excellent algebra teacher.
This is going to be.
I'm trying to give a shout out here.
When you're 85, you're going to be Joe Biden telling these stories.
And there I was whooping cornbreads.
No. Mathis is Joe Biden already with his wall tearing down Reagan stories.
Oh, good grief.
I was vice president and Reagan tore down the wall.
You know, back when I watched Lincoln give the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah,
exactly. So anyway, thank you, Mrs. McGee, for teaching me math. It really helped.
Is she listening?
Mrs. McGee.
She's probably not a listener. She does not know this exists.
Take him back.
But that's okay.
Take him back and reschool him. He's too logical.
No.
He's too logical. Guys,
just be happy the Tombstone's not on here to help him.
I need you. Tombstone, I need you.
We can still gang up on him, Aaron.
I know. It's good. Guys, we have a lot to get to in the show. We need to do a Corona update. We also need to talk about the South Carolina.
What I want to know is
debates.
how's the lime business doing? Because I bet you that's booming. We should invest in stock for that.
I don't know. I was in Costco yesterday and there were none. So, but
wait, is that really? LIME or LYME?
Oh, there's so many ridiculous jokes out there about how got Corona and need a Lyme disease girlfriend.
You mean like the one that I made last week that everybody shot down?
I've heard that four. I've heard that 4 times since then.
Jeez Louise,
it's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah. I heard one the other day about how.
Oh, we have some explosive news coming. Well, not explosive news. It ends very abruptly.
Does it end in tragedy? Well, that's typically what an explosion ends in.
It does. Well, it's not an explosion. It was just, it abruptly stopped about some conspiracy theorists. So what else do we have?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, we got some good baboon stories. That'll be fun.
I like it.
Yeah, lots of cool things.
Stories about your kids.
I found lots of random stuff this week.
Ozzy was like the one of us who was actually putting in the work this week.
I found no relevant stories. I just found random stories.
It's true. We had to defeat the logic somehow.
It's true.
Head researcher of random stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the Front Porch Show, episode 101. I didn't think that this time was going to come to make this announcement.
It's a sad day.
100 episodes in, we were psyched. We were excited about what the future held.
We were riding high on that rocket of success.
We were steam propelled rocket of success.
Yep. It was hot.
It was.
What could bring us down?
February 22nd of 2020. This is like one of the major celebrities has gone
one of our favorite men
to the great turtle in the sky.
He has, ladies and gentlemen,
on up to the turtle in the sky.
Rocket Man, Mad Mike, has gone on in.
What? What? That was the worst description ever.
What do you mean?
He's gone on into what?
Can someone explain to me what's gone in mean?
Like gone into the pearly gates. He's gone on in.
He went to the turtle.
Dove on in? I don't know.
No.
What?
He blasted through, baby.
You think I wrote this obituary for him?
He came in hot.
Obviously didn't.
Well, we blew that out of the water.
Just like the turtle floating in the cosmos.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, it is a sad day. It is.
It really is.
Rocket Man Mad Mike, our favorite flurfer, which is flat earther in newspeak.
Front porch speak. We coin our own words all the time.
Powered rocker.
Why did you let the boomer of the show coin the word?
Technically, I did.
Coin it.
It's like
and the
falafel.
word has existed for a long time.
Flurf.
He might have eaten some falafel, but he was a flurfer.
I feel like we still haven't explained what happened well enough for the audience is probably completely asleep by now.
He launched. So he had done a launch several months back, right? Or had they scrubbed that launch? He had done a lower launch,
right?
And so he was going for a second launch in his steam-powered rocket to prove,
I think it was
once and for all, that we were.
Well, right. We covered the 2018 story.
Yeah.
A flat Earth,
or maybe
floating
we covered
on the
the
back
documentary.
Of a turtle, probably.
We covered the documentary after it.
Yeah.
That's right.
But in his latest attempt to prove the flatness of the Earth with his home-built steam-powered rocket, he had major equipment failure, and unfortunately, the rocket did crash. So, as much as we have been joking around, this is serious. He did die in the crash from this rocket launch. It appears that his parachute that was supposed to help him return to Earth smoothly, like the Apollo astronauts.
Well, I don't know about smoothly. The documentary, I mean, he broke his rib the last time he landed with the parachute
and his back. Yeah, he fractured vertebrae.
Yeah, that's true.
He climbs out. He climbs out and goes, "Oh, my back."
Yeah.
He's like, "I think I fractured my back or crushed my vertebrae."
So it's like Matthew Stafford playing football for the Detroit Lions. It's
yeah. Anyway, what happened is
exactly the same thing.
He launched, and you can check out the video. It's pretty gruesome, actually. I mean, it's not blood and gore, but it's a pretty good impact. So he launches about maybe a second and a half into his launch, like right after he gets off the pad.
Boom!
You see his parachute deploy and fall off.
I'm watching it now.
And then he goes up into the air, gets right below where the cloud line is, and then just plummets about maybe 400 yards away into the ground. So
I'm assuming the rocket would have gone a little higher if the chute hadn't deployed on takeoff, obviously, because all that drag on takeoff.
Right.
But essentially, I forget how high his last launch got when he broke his ribs in his back. But essentially, he died launching a rocket lower than your average general aviation aircraft can fly,
right?
In an attempt to prove that the world was flat.
I want to say maybe
so
he went 1,000 feet, maybe.
Oh no, he probably, if he's below that cloud line, he could have been 4,000 or 5,000 feet. Where it depends on what the clouds were that day. He could, but he didn't make it even 5,000 feet. I think he might have made it 2,000 on that launch, maybe, if that. And basically for the cost of a introduction ride in a Cessna, he could have gone to any local flight school and gone up that high and tried to see if the world was flat in a lot safer manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you know what he should have done? He should have gotten
it wouldn't have been.
He should have gotten with YouTube, Red Bull. So. That's what he should have done. That was his mistake.
After all,
he wasn't marketable to Red Bull, because if you could have gotten Red Bull behind him, dude, he could have gone into space.
After all, it gives you wings.
Yeah, well, you had that guy that jumped off that platform off the balloon. Remember that?
That was incredible.
Oh yeah, that went all the way up there and did that jump.
Right.
Yeah, he could have just rode that balloon up and jumped off.
But that wasn't.
The Earth was wrong.
I don't see how in the world Red Bull must have edited out the tortoise or the turtle's face and the tail. I don't know how they did that.
What if he only got high enough that you could see the curve of the turtle shell to deceive you into believing the Earth was round?
Yeah,
but you couldn't see the rest of the turtle.
That makes sense. Okay. So I got a thing. All right. So flat Earth is a myth. Let's just go with that. Okay, flat Earth is a myth. Now the curvature of the turtle, that could explain why you have people that go into space and see the curvature of the Earth, hashtag or AKA the turtle shell. You know what I mean?
And then the edge of the turtle shell is what keeps the water on there.
The thing we need to look for is we need to look for the giant straw that's in his nose. That's what we need to look for, because I bet you that thing's sticking out like a narwhal,
or the six-pack,
horn. Or whatever that is, tusk.
That's the six-pack rings.
Maybe the whole North and South Pole flipping thing. Maybe it's because the turtle is stuck in the six-pack ring, and
it's rolling the turtle.
Yes,
the giant space aliens didn't cut their six-pack rings before they littered them into space, and now the space turtle is trapped. This is terrible, guys. We're talking about a guy's death. In all seriousness, though, it's unfortunate. It looks like Mathis just sent me a statistic. 1,875 feet was his height on this fateful launch.
You can get higher than that on a mountain by hiking up.
Yes, you could go to Colorado. You could go to Colorado and get higher than that in two different ways. So, sorry, it just set itself up.
Would you guys ever strap Just for giggles, would you ever get into a steam-powered rocket and boom? I mean,
no.
I was just curious. I don't think I would either.
This is a sad week. This is the most.
In all reality, it is sad for him. It is sad for his family.
Celebrity death that I am affected by so far this year. So,
oof, man, that's.
It's pretty sad
to make that
really
statement.
Who else has died? I'm sure
Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah. But he didn't do anything. All he did was probably get higher with his helicopter.
Oh gosh! Wow! Can we just edit this whole segment out?
Oh my goodness!
I thought he was directly attacking.
That's
Kobe
savage.
Bryant. I agree. Kobe Bryant's death did not affect my life in any way.
I'm sorry.
But I thought he was directly attacking it. Now he might have just forgot about the Kobe Bryant death. And then he throws the helicopter joke in there. And
too soon?
Never mind. Let's just take this whole segment out.
Too soon.
It's way too soon. They just had the memorial service this week.
This week, Kazi.
Oh, whoops. I'm not that affected by Kobe Bryant.
It's like you're living in the real world and you're not worried about,
I agree. I agree.
Now,
my life was not affected
Jordan,
in any way by
Jordan
Kobe
would have
Bryant's
died,
death.
that would have affected my life. But not that I had anything against Colby, but
Kobe, not Colby.
That's just Kobe,
not Colby.
Colby.
He doesn't even know his name.
It's Cheese.
His name is not right? Cheese. He's named after the steak.
This segment.
He's named after the meat.
So far off the rails. It was like the instant we launched, our parachute deployed, and we have just been in a downward spiral since. And now we're about to hit the ground. It was like Mad Mike.
It was in true remembrance of Mike.
I wonder if
eject.
Do you think crashes into the earth are the reason that earthquakes happen because it ticks off the turtle?
Oh.
Matt, let's get us out of here quick.
I think that is a
FCC,
that's a valid
NBA,
argument.
the CIA,
that is a scientific.
They're all going to come shut us down if he doesn't. You don't like proofs, and you're going to let that go on?
What do you mean?
It's logic.
That's logic, man.
That's logic.
It's provable.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Tombstone, please come back. No. The whole point of proofs is you have to prove it's true, not prove me wrong.
I mean, that's basically the same thing, potato, potato.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand, Jeff. What
rocket crashes cause earthquakes because the turtles ticked off? Change my mind.
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome.
Prove me wrong.
It's a new Crowder segment.
Oswald's just sitting at a table in a Crowder setting, and no one's talking to him because they don't even understand what the sign means. So they're just like, stay away from that guy with the mustache. Guys, this
great.
has been the worst segment ever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We completely messed all
this is up. Why this is another reason my identity needs to be protected.
This is I don't know what you're talking about. We've had a lot worse episodes or a lot worse segments. I mean, let's just be honest.
Hopefully without me. Actually, yes, I think I know a couple of them you're talking about.
We just paid homage to a great man. I don't know what you're... The two great men, Mad Mike
and half the country.
It really, you know what? Kobe. We should really stop this quite abruptly.
Kind of like we just hit the... Never mind. Just drove it. It's almost like we just drove...
Not the turtle!
It's almost like we just drove this segment into the turtle.
Into the ground.
Eject.
Yep, it lost all its steam.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democrat, and I love John McCain. And I also am told that Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up. Chuck, good to see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what, if we do everything right, if we do it with absolute certainty, we stand up there and we make really tough decisions, there's still a 30% chance we're going to get it wrong.
That intro snuck up on Jeff like it was Joe Biden.
It was a touching intro, wasn't it?
Kind of rubbed his hair and took a big deep breath.
You feel like you need to use some wipes to get the nasty off you?
That's what happens, Jeff, when you work at Bath and Body Works. all the free product out the back. We've been hiding
at the front porch show.
We've been hiding Jeff's identity because he works at Bath and Body Works. I don't even know where that came from.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
I don't know, but if you take in the coupon, you can get 20% off.
Hey.
Oh, did you know that? Here's some consumer advice for everyone. If you have multiple Bath and Body Works,
Ozzy with Consumer Report.
No, I'm sorry. This is Bed Bath and Beyond, not Bath and Body Works.
Oh.
But if you take in, here's some.
Tell us about Bed Bath and Beyond, Ozzy.
If you take in, you know how you get those 20% off coupons?
Yeah.
First off, they never expire. They say they do, but they never actually do. And if you have multiple ones, just because it is 20% off of one item, but if you have a coupon for each item, you can get 20% off on your entire order.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Of course, I've never been to Bed Bath and Beyond.
Well, that's because you're cheap and you want to hand make everything.
And Beyond. That was do you remember that movie?
Yeah,
with Adam Sandler.
The Beyond part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bed Bath. and beyond.
And it's what's his name?
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, everyone wonders what the beyond is, and we find out in that movie. And props to Bed Bath & Beyond for taking on that step and being the butt of all the jokes. Moving on.
We want to apologize for the last segment.
Ozzy wants to apologize.
Yeah, that's how we were supposed
really
to start. I was supposed to start apologizing for my co-hosts in the last segment, but instead we started with super creepy Uncle Joe jokes. So
this is completely what happens when there's like two people who've had coffee and then
I'm sorry
we're ganging up on the one logical person.
I'm just sorry we
logical
exist.
fallacies flying everywhere.
That's where I am. That's where I am.
This is just horrible.
So,
this is like college all over again.
If anyone has any complaints, they can email us at tombstone@thefrontporchshow.com.
Yep.
He always checks his mail into the circular file.
It's true. Yep.
File 13.
So, guys, this week we do have the Super Tuesday coming up, don't we?
Yes,
is that this Tuesday?
It is. It is March 3rd,
Wow.
I believe.
Wow, already. And since no one's really running against Trump, Trump's going to win. The Republican nod.
Wait. I thought Bill Weld was running.
Well, he wasn't allowed on multiple ballots. So Bill Weld was the Libertarian vice presidential candidate who was previously Mitt Romney's lieutenant governor in whatever it's called, Massachusetts. So, that was him. So he's supposedly running against President Trump, but most state parties will not allow him on the ballot because the ballots are a party issue, not an actual democratic issue or whatever. So, anyway, so on the Democratic side, we have 20 people still running?
I don't really know. I can't tell. I don't know where in the world these people are coming from. Because all of a sudden, you had Bloomberg come up, and who's this new guy? It's Tom or Tim or what?
Tom Steyer.
Tom Steyer the whole time from Iowa.
You haven't heard his name.
How did I miss him? Have they asked him questions ever? Because I don't remember him being there until last week.
There. It's because the only reason he now qualifies for a high enough percentage to be on the debate stage is because so many people above him have dropped out.
So who do we have there? We have Elizabeth Warren. We have Biden.
Yes.
We have
Amy
Bernie.
Klobuchar.
Amy Klobuchar.
Buttigieg.
We got Buttigieg.
She has to smoke like a pack a day with her voice. I want everyone to know that I'm running for president.
We've got Tom Steyer. We've got Jeb Bush. We've got, hey, please clap. Please clap.
John McCain's in there somewhere.
Dude, Oslin. You with the
just the jabs at the dead.
Jokes.
Listen, they don't care.
Ozzy's sitting there and he's got the stick and he keeps poking them.
I can't even.
Well, it's because you can't beat a dead horse, so.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I had coffee this morning. I've been up since
Tombstone.
5.
Oh
5
my goodness.
I'm on hour 5 of being awake and taking this coffee, man. I think I'm on 42 ounces of coffee now.
I think there's something besides creamer in that coffee, is what I think.
Oh my word! So who's gonna win? Who's gonna take Super Tuesday by force?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got no idea.
Tombstone says Biden's got South Carolina satched up.
Probably, but Bernie's got it.
I think Bernie takes the whole thing.
I think I'm going with Bernie also.
I mean, Super Tuesday, people start dropping like flies.
And the analysis that I am seeing is that Warren may be angling for Bernie's running mate. So you could see a Sanders Warren ticket.
I don't think it's going to be Buttigieg because he's been attacking Bernie like crazy. And I mean, not that Elizabeth Warren hasn't, but I thought it was going to be that it was going to be Pete that was going to go through and set himself up for that. But with the attacks, also, it seems like he's kind of going personal attacks on Bernie and everybody else.
But here's the question.
I think he's burning bridges personally.
How many of you wake up screaming out of a nightmare of Bloomberg ads.
Oh my gosh.
Because they are literally everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, TV. I'm pretty sure kids are drawing them on the sidewalk in chalk around here. They're just everywhere.
When you have $56 billion to tweet, you can do whatever you want.
And did you see in the debate he slipped up and said that he bought a certain number of Senate seats or whatever?
That was great. It was like 21 out of the 40 or something like that.
I helped get those elected.
Oh my goodness!
You see,
that man
he
can't
has
stop.
I saw a graphic the other day. He's way outspent every other. Even though he got into the game late, he has massively outspent the other candidates.
The last number I saw was $400 million that man has spent. So far.
I appreciate the memes that have been going around that are pretty funny. I personally don't actually think Trump is a racist. There's a lot of things about him I don't like. I do not think the man is a racist at all.
No.
Okay.
I think his past reflects that.
I think his past, like, if there's one thing that's consistent about him,
he's not.
If you actually look at his interpersonal interactions, the man is not a racist. You can twist his policies however you want to twist them. The man's not a racist.
Right.
But the memes going around joking about, like, old people complaining about an old racist white guy from New York running for office. And
Michael Bloomberg,
have an old racist white guy running for office, which Michael Bloomberg is much more. If you look at his personal life,
he's quite questionable.
Much more likely to be considered a racist.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jeff. Bloomberg used to be a Republican,
and Trump used to be a Democrat. That's the other, like, just mind blowing.
Well, so of course, that's why he's a racist. That's why Bloomberg's a racist, Jeff. He's a Republican at heart.
No, he's racist because the targeting stop and frisk, like, folks. I'm sure Republicans loved him when he was governor and did the stop and frisk stuff.
Mayor.
Sorry, I meant mayor of New York City. He probably had more power than the governor. Well, it's probably had more power than the governor in New York if you're the mayor of New York City. But yeah, the stop and frisk, just the draconian rules that he placed. And I get he was trying to fight crime in New York, but civil liberties were just like smashed under foot and turtle.
So in Bloomberg's defense, he did inherit the policies from Giuliani.
Okay, so still, I never said Giuliani was amazing.
No, I mean, look, Giuliani's never mind. Giuliani's kind of smarmy.
He's like the straw in the turtle's nose.
He is the swamp.
You got to breathe somehow in the swamp.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, Bloomberg claims that he dropped cut the policy back by 95% by the time he left office.
Wait, which policy?
I thought he used to brag about the stop.
But yeah, that's the thing. He did.
That's what they keep nailing him for.
I know, but he claims he kept pulling back on those rules.
Can you first off, we'd have to go back. I guess I wasn't following it that closely back then. I remember the debates over stop and frisk. Do you remember were Republicans, supposed people on the right, they were probably all in on it?
Oh, right? Everyone was all for it.
Because they're like, it's all these criminals in New York. They shouldn't own a gun anyway, so who cares? And it's like, that's the problem.
All right.
With the people without principles.
It's just like,
speaking of which,
no one should be able to stop and frisk you.
Can we get over the fact that there's still I listened to some of the Democrat debate, and they're still going off of the fact that, like, one of the things they were talking about, gun control again, obviously big ticket or big whatever.
It's a moneymaker.
And they were still talking about how that, you know what, we want to pass laws that you have to get a background check every time you buy a gun, and a background check has to be done.
It already exists.
Has anyone ever bought a gun or tried to buy a gun and not?
Most of them haven't tried to buy a gun. Now, you do realize, for the sake of honesty, because I hate the intellectually dishonest people on the right who argue that every gun sale is already covered by a background check. That is not true. If you are a dealer, a new gun sale or from a dealer, yes.
Right.
So a person-to-person sale. Now, we can't because we live in different states. We can't because we live in different states. But if I were to sell a firearm to Osman and we lived in the same state, no background check would be needed. Depending because like in my state,
right,
a pistol, you still have to get a background check, even if it's person to person.
Right. My state, it's probably a BB gun.
And yeah, in Ben's state, if you think the word gun, if you're going to eat your Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun, you have to get a background check.
I will say that you do have to register your BB guns too in my state.
Dear goodness.
Yep. Isn't it a thrill?
What what about airsoft guns? What about Nerf guns? What about finger guns?
Yeah, probably. We have a story about a finger gun too, don't we?
Yes, we do. Somewhere. I wasn't trying to go there yet, but we do.
Anyway, that'll be later. But like, how can people still be extremely misinformed? Like,
talk about intellectually dishonest and logically failing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean
there's two parts to it, and the first part is that they don't understand and have never tried to buy a gun. Like, I think it's funny, every once in a while you see the video where some, like, reporter who's Democrat-leaning who wants to prove a point or whatever goes and tries to buy a gun, and then they're like, yeah, no, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And
can we also point out
harder than I thought.
They all have armed security as well?
Yeah.
Like, they all have armed security. They are not responsible for their safety. I live in an area that, even if I'm in Omaha, where it's higher likelihood than out here that I'm going to be absconded while I am inspecting houses.
I hate to tell you, but ain't nobody gonna pick you up and throw you in the back of a car.
Okay, they'll probably just hit me over the head with a shovel or something. And
I mean, unless The Rock or Lou Ferrigno show up, nobody's picking you up and throwing you in the back of a car.
Out where you are, you might have to watch out for falling men in rockets.
It's true. It's true.
I would watch out for the banjo music out where you are. But anyway,
I don't live in Georgia.
Hey, listen. We just yell at people over, like cornhole, but
that's true. So I am.
We're not South Carolina.
This is a cornhole charity tournament.
I am more likely down in Omaha to be injured while on the job or attacked while on the job, and so, but it still takes like 10 minutes for the cops to show up.
Right.
I can't be like, hold on, wait.
Even if it takes
I'm going to call the cops.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I don't have armed security standing there willing to help me. Why not? Because, wait, I'm poor.
Oh, boy.
That's
go again.
That's your only excuse? Don't worry. You'll be out of debt pretty soon. They'll pay for it all.
That's right. That's right. Those student loans I paid off myself.
Your food is paid for. What else do you want?
Yeah, that's what I want to know too. Is did you see that video of the guy who went after Elizabeth Warren?
Yes.
Because
we
the
played it on the
loan
show.
thing that he said. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was crazy.
No, but you're right. Like they live in this perfectly safe world where they have armed security, but it's all those are professionals and they should have the guns to protect me because I'm important. You shouldn't be able to protect yourself.
Can I also point out? No. I don't think that it is I don't think they actually care about this. I think it's the same thing with the Republicans and abortion.
Yes,
it's a moneymaker. I don't think they actually care.
Well, the difference being the Democrats seem to follow through a little more on their promises to their base. You know what I'm saying? Like they have gotten more enacted against gun owners than Republicans have gotten enacted against the slaughter of unborn children.
Right, exactly. But they also solidify their base by fulfilling on those promises.
The Republicans just money raise off their base and then thumb their nose at them when they get in office is what happens. As you see, what is it? Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski voted against the Abortion Survivors Act.
Right.
Although you had like Joe Manchin, I think, right, from West Virginia, you had a couple Democrats vote for it because literally all the bills
because they're in Republican states.
Yes,
I think South Dakota, the Democrat from South Dakota, also did.
Is it bad to listen to
Joe
the people you represent?
Can keep getting elected as a Democrat, but at least he votes pro-life, and it's the people you represent. It's the people you represent. Like, would I rather have a Republican there or someone who actually cared more about the Constitution? Maybe, but
are you representing the people that you have? That's
because
imagine what would happen if everybody did that.
Yeah. Right. Imagine what would happen if the senators actually represented the states they were from.
The states.
Just say it. Oh, man. Just say it. That would be shocking.
But yeah, literally all the bill said was if a baby is born alive after a botched abortion, it has rights and we won't kill it. and they wouldn't even vote yes on that. And of course, their argument on their side is this is just a political move and these protections already exist, and this is just a show vote to try to put people up on the issue. Well, my argument to that is, if it's just a show vote and these protections already exist, then what's it matter? These protections exist and you're not voting to turn them over, so why is it so bad to vote for them?
Right.
Just vote for them and get it out of the way.
Because you don't want to look like you're not supporting women or your base.
So you either you know the protections already exist and you're secretly pro-life, but you want to look like you're pro-murder to your base, or you're actually pro-murder and you don't want to vote for this. So,
yeah,
it's just it's a joke.
It's politics. It's politics. It is politics.
So, folks, the Republican Party is not your savior, i.e., Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins.
Well, they're both facing re-election this year.
Murder
in blue-leaning states.
Yeah. So those of you that are Republican-leaning and conservative-leaning in those states, vote them out. They aren't pro-life, but it's not going to happen because you got the lesser of two evils thing going on.
So hard, yeah.
Well, that was depressing. Yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
Yep, thank you. You're the best.
Any other thoughts on the election coming up Tuesday?
I want to see what I'm very interested to see what happens, because they're ripping each other apart, and that's why it's hard to tell who's going to come out on top, because it is no longer like you used to see this type of debating when it came to the actual debate of Republican, Democrat, presidential candidates or other candidates of whatever else.
Before you kept it semi-civil in the primaries, so that you could join forces after.
Yeah, I don't ever remember seeing infighting like this.
In 2016, in the Republican.
Well, okay.
That's the first time. But yes.
Was it this bad, though? Because this seems way worse than it was. I'm just saying.
Everything's just getting ratcheted up another level and another level. It just
seems like, but man, yeah. So,
which, as long as we're talking primaries and Sanders and all that stuff, did you guys see? So there was a concert within the last week, a Garth Brooks concert. It was in Detroit. So
I did not.
So as a nod to the Detroit fans, Garth comes out on stage and for the entire concert wears a Barry Sanders jersey with his iconic black hat, cowboy hat, of course, as well. So Garth's wearing this Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is, of course, the legendary running back in Detroit. One of the only few good things
when
that
Detroit
ever
won
happened
like 2 games
Detroit.
a year.
Exactly. And so Garth wears this jersey. So all of a sudden, a few days later, I'm seeing these posts sharing all these tweets and Facebook posts and stuff. All these people are sharing pictures of Garth in this. Of course, Barry Sanders was number 20. So it's his blue jersey that says Sanders 20 on the back of it, right? Yeah. All these people are sharing this picture and going, I love your music, but I can't believe you like Sanders. Hashtag MAGA, hashtag, Trump 2020. Somebody else was like, you're a millionaire. I can't believe you'd vote for a socialist. Hashtag Trump 2020. And these people thought that Garth Brooks was wearing a Bernie Sanders 2020 shirt.
This is why the Lions are never going to win.
Exactly.
The fans don't even know who's playing for them or who played for them.
I'm like, you have to be kidding me. These people are going insane.
All right. I got a question.
It's pretty funny because I guess it's gone like nationwide. Barry Sanders actually reached out and said he'd be willing to be Garth Brooks vice president, so we could have a Brooks Sanders ticket.
Yes.
And then I just saw this meme pop up. It says, "Know your Sanders," and it has a bunch of pictures. And so we have Barry, Bernie, Deion Sanders, Colonel Sanders from KFC. We also have this one's an orbital sander.
Oh,
and
nice.
This one is a belt sander.
Nice.
So it's a handy guide to knowing your Sanders for the less informed voters out there. We'll put this out. We'll put this out on our website so that we can help people know their Sanders.
That's right.
Oh, that's so good.
Brilliant.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I like that. That's good.
I didn't realize. I was just looking here. I did not realize that there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 states doing Super Tuesday this year.
Oh.
I mean, that's a good number.
How many normally do it?
Like,
I honestly don't know.
2008, we had like 25 states.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so it was a lot.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. So, I don't know.
Very interesting.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
I still think it's going to be Bernie.
Bernie,
that's
yeah.
going to keep a lot up in the air then.
Yeah.
Now, are these states? Now, here's the question: are these states that Trump won in that dropped out? That's
say that again.
Okay, so Trump obviously picked up a couple swing states. Are some of those states not doing Super Tuesday? Yeah. Are they the ones that dropped out, or is this
it's the Democrat? I mean, it's the Democrat convention. It's the DNC that decides when they have their.
Yeah. So there's more than last time. There's more than last time, but there's less than 2008.
Interesting.
So it's Minnesota, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine, Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Utah, Colorado, and California are all states doing Super Tuesday this Tuesday. And there are
Bernie's kicking butt in California, is what I've heard.
1,600 delegates. 1,600 delegates.
They should love Bernie. It's
again, Democratic Party. Rich old white guy who claims that everyone in Vermont has a lake house.
All right.
Excuse me, Bernie? Excuse me? I lived in Vermont for 25 years, 27 years. We did not have a lake house. We couldn't afford it because of the taxes, Bernie.
No.
That's because you
you forgot to go down to your local government unit and apply for your lake house.
It's true. All this time, your parents have failed you. Man,
do you know how many lake houses I inspected?
5.
I didn't know there was lakes down there.
There's Lake Champlain. It was a 6th Great Lake, you hosehead.
Well, it's not the 6th Great Lake.
It was. Do you remember?
You want to be relevant.
You don't remember that?
Your attempt to be relevant claimed that it was the 6th Great Lake.
Lake Champlain, for funding purposes, was voted on to be a Great Lake for like a month or two.
Yeah, and you nitwits got slapped down by the true Great Lakes state and said no.
So
you came up with Chessie or Champ or whatever it is.
Chessie?
Yeah. That was around.
There's
since
Chessie too. There's Chesapeake Chessie, but Champ was the one in Champlain.
That was around since before.
I know. It's been around forever.
And I mean, you can.
I
was
flaunt at Lake Champlain within the last month. I didn't see Champ anywhere. I tried to find
flaunt Michigan's only claim to fame there.
How come we don't ever hear anything about like the Loch Ness Monster?
What, having like 20% of the world's fresh water?
Or Champ?
It comes to, but you
like,
still don't have it in Flint.
Thank you, Democrats.
Yep.
Anyway,
this whole show is just going downhill. It's just one insult after the other. It's awesome. I love it.
Good. It's great. I'm sorry.
Let me personally insult your state.
What was that, Ozzy? What were you saying about Nessie?
No, I was saying, how come they never talk about Champ or Lake Champlain and the effects of polluting like the oceans and lakes? How come we never hear about Champ or the Loch Ness Monster, like how this is affecting them? I'm curious. Have we seen the Loch Ness Monster lately? Because maybe he has died from something. I don't know. Somebody get a hold of the turtle, because I'm sure he knows where they are.
So when I was there, they had a whole bunch of restrictions on when you could spread manure, because like you couldn't spread it after like December 1st.
Why?
You literally can't do crap.
Yeah, no, literally
without government permission.
Yep.
Because
true.
Because with the frozen ground, when the ground thaws, if there's
fertilized,
if there's manure on top of it, there would be runoff, and you'd end up with extra phosphorus in the lake.
What do they do about the fish that are in the lake that poop?
Well, they are self-regulating. I guess
that's natural phosphorus.
Are they actually charging them taxes for the polluting the ocean?
It's Vermont, probably. It's Vermont, probably.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. It's convoluted.
These are the hard-hitting questions that we are demanding here on the front porch.
That's right.
That's right. Where did this start? This started with Super Tuesday and the Democratic
and Bernie and him in
it's
Vermont.
True. Listen, I didn't take it to Lake Champlain. That was all Aaron.
It was.
So
it was.
I just took it to the logical. Yes, I just took it to the logical next step.
You can see the other side of it. It's not a Great Lake.
Wow. Obviously, it's
It's not a freshwater ocean.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously not a Great Lake.
Mathis, that was your key to end the segment right there.
Really? Yep. Do it.
You missed it.
Let's try it again. That's not a Great Lake.
Oh, look, there's the music. It's not a Great Lake. It's actually a mediocre lake. I checked its Yelp reviews. 2 stars.
Unemployment is low because everyone has 2 jobs.
She got them realtor eyes.
We're going to flip this seat red in November.
I can always tell by realtor eyes. She got them.
I think she's living in banana land.
I am not the expert on geopolitics.
I think that there's a lot of people more concerned about being precisely, factually, and semantically correct than about being morally right.
How are you the boss for coming up with a plan that doesn't work?
Is it okay to still have children?
I personally believe some people out there in our nation don't have that, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and
like such as
the Iraq.
I'm sorry, but it sounds like a clip from Miss Congeniality. Like,
oh yeah.
Describe the perfect date. Describe the perfect date.
Yes,
what was
yes.
it? She goes on about sometime in March because it's not too hot and not too cold or something.
Yes.
Like it literally sounds like a
light
clip.
Jacket.
Oh
my goodness! All right, let's cut that short.
Crazy's gonna be crazy. So
just
moving on.
Prepare yourselves. This is going to go very badly real quick. It's Tombstone at the Front Porch Show. Just email right now.
We're just going to start with that.
Jeff during the break goes, okay,
What?
It's time.
Let's talk about. No. This was your idea, and Oslin found the stories.
I found one story. I didn't find the second one.
In the show list, there was not one, but 2 stories.
Well, of course there were 2, Jeff.
That have to do with.
Of course there were 2.
vasectomies.
Of course there were 2, Jeff.
We don't mean to cut this short, but we might have to.
We might have to clip the segment out.
I mean, every once in a while I have to make an edited snippet.
Vasectomy.
We also might hang out on it a little bit.
Or we might just tie it off. I don't know. We'll see.
So, guys, Alabama lawmaker proposed a law that men over the age of 50, or if they have 3 kids, are required to get a vasectomy. This is a Democratic Representative, Rolanda Hollis.
Okay.
She's out of Birmingham.
Okay. So I have a couple questions.
Okay, absolutely. You can ask away.
The first one is, why men over the age of 50? I don't understand that one.
Well,
okay?
it's whichever comes first. It's whichever comes first.
I get what they're trying to do. Yeah, but why over the age of 50?
Well, first of all, remember,
why is 50 the cutoff date? How many men have kids over the age of 50?
I mean,
this is an illogical.
Dave Letterman.
Because
this is an illogical attempt to prove a point in reaction to bills to outlaw abortion.
Yes.
That's the first thing you have to understand.
It's not logical. It's
a political stunt.
Political reaction.
It's a political stunt to try to prove a point. Now, you're right. If you're going to try to prove a point, why men over 50? Is it men over 50 that are causing all the pregnancies that end in abortion?
Right. Are they hinting at like that men over 50 are the ones that rape the most or something like that? Or like, I don't understand, because wouldn't that be like the most stable, like some of the most stable people in the country would be like 50-year-old men who are like financially stable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why 50 would be the limit. I would think that they would say, okay, until you turn the age of 35, you're not allowed to have children. Like, that would be something
Representative
that's
Rolanda Hollis said her bill is no more outrageous than attempts to dictate a woman's body and her reproductive rights. It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Which it is, but I just don't get it, because I would say most men over the age of 50 are not trying to have any more kids. So
exactly,
wouldn't that be helping them?
Ben, don't worry, you're safe. You can move to Alabama.
I'm just saying. So they'd have
Forced
to take away
sterilization has previously been ruled unconstitutional.
Yeah, see, that's a good point, Jeff. That's a good point. She's trying to pass an unconstitutional law.
Well, and is she actually trying to pass?
Well, no.
I think she's passing this to get the news to talk about it so that she can talk about it and be famous. She knows that it's already been passed and it's unconstitutional. She's probably trying to make the point that that abortion banning should be the same as forced sterilization, and it should all be unconstitutional.
Which doesn't make any sense, because then you'd think that you would ban it. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's not. It's not logical. Geometry, guys. Geometry.
What is the? Folks, have you ever argued with somebody about abortion?
Yes.
I intentionally avoid it.
Or intentionally avoid it. Or talked with someone about it.
I have.
Have you ever
talked with anyone about it? I have actually. Yes.
So what's usually their pretty early on their go-to about why you shouldn't completely ban abortion?
Oh, the poor people in the
body.
No, the poor. Well,
and
that's
all the people that get raped and all this other stuff.
No, because they'll acknowledge, okay, that it's not a woman's body. It might be another being. What's their next go-to? Right? It's rape. And then it's incest, and and then beyond those two, because you point out how rare those are, it's life of the mother, right?
Right.
Which is even more rare. Okay. So the law that she's freaking out about that's being fought in court right now in Alabama was a ban on abortion unless the woman's life was in danger. So supposedly that's what we're talking about. Like most people, you can get most average people on the street to if you guys could find middle ground, not that you should find middle ground on the murder of people,
right,
but you could find middle ground on banning abortion in all cases except rape, incest, life of the mother. You could, I think there's a consensus of Americans. I haven't done the polling, so don't quote me on this number, but I bet you 60 to 80% of America could agree on that, of the average person on the street. Yeah. That's how crazy the left is that's in power, though, is you can prove that they don't actually, when they are using that argument, they don't actually mean that argument, because all you got to do is put up a bill that says, okay, fine, you win, we'll ban all abortions except rape, incest, life of the mother. You put that bill up, they will fight it. They will fight it tooth and nail that you're still trying to take away a woman's rights. And that's how you know that the leftists in power, like this lady, don't actually believe in the hard cases. Because I think we can all agree in rape, incest, life of the mother, there's some hard cases, some hard discussions that have to take place. Personally, though, as a totally pro-life person, it doesn't matter how the baby was conceived.
Right.
Your life is not worth less because of how you were conceived.
Right. And that's the hard part, is that, just because the child was conceived in a crime does not make that child guilty of that crime and punishable.
But it's a parasite. It's a parasite.
That's the hard part.
Exactly. And
but
guys,
again,
so let me offer.
If you could do that. Sorry.
So let me offer this up to you. So we're in Congress. We're conservatives. We're holding the conservative, libertarian, pro-life ideas that we have. A bill comes out. You've been working for a bill to ban abortion. You've been working for a bill to ban it outright because you think it's murder. A bill comes forward that actually would ban all abortions except rape, incest, life of the mother. Do you vote for the bill, or do you vote against it because it doesn't go far enough?
Repose that question again.
I don't know.
Okay. Mathis wasn't listening.
I'm sorry. I was doing
funny.
I was doing research on the next segment. Here we are again. Sorry.
So the three of us are sitting in Congress. Okay, whether it's a state Congress or U.S. Congress, a bill comes forward. We all hold the same pro-life, libertarian, conservative principles we hold now.
Yes.
We're sitting there. Bill comes forward that really would, not some smokescreen, really would ban all abortions, except it would allow it for rape, incest, life of the mother. Do you vote for the bill?
Instantaneously.
Currently, there's no ban on abortions.
Yes.
Or do you vote against it because it doesn't go far enough?
It's a step in the right direction. I would vote for it, and then I would hold a press conference
and take my pension. Oh yeah.
I'd vote. Seriously though.
I'd vote for it and then do a press conference.
Go far enough.
I'd vote for it.
Offhand, I would say I would vote for it just because it is a radical step to securing more lives and saving saving what 90%. But at the same time,
of abortions are elective.
It would be like you would have to take a press conference and say, "This is what I'm voting for: is the fact that we're saving these." But I still don't think that it goes far enough. I would say that this is the next step.
Correct.
The next step would be to eliminate this. So let's work on that.
Same here. Vote for it in a heartbeat because this is what conservatives fail to understand, and partly because the wool is pulled over their eyes by Big Baby. And what I mean by Big Baby is the anti-abortion lobby, the pro-life lobby. I almost see this is how the media gets in our heads. I almost use their terms. The pro-life lobby in DC, who they make money off this. And they make money running their, pro-life campaigns, but they don't want to actually see abortion abolished because then they're out of a job. And so they keep saying, well, that bill's not good enough. Don't vote for it. It doesn't go all the way. Meanwhile, progressives, their whole idea is chip away slowly. This little gun ban, then that little gun ban, the magazine restrictions, then this, then that, then the other thing. So, guys, just because you're taking a step and voting on a bill that still allows abortion for rape, incest, life of the mother doesn't mean you're not pro-life. I think you're right. I think, unfortunately, the press conference would be necessary just because Big Baby's going to attack you and then try to take you down as a conservative. So you have to explain yourself. But I want conservatives out there listening to know if you're taking a radical step in the direction of pro-life, that's fine. But you don't sit back and stop there. Then you just keep going. But take the gains that you can gain.
Pushing the agenda.
In World War II, we had to invade Normandy before we could invade Berlin. It's not like when they brought the D-Day plans to I just forgot his name. That's terrible. I'm ashamed. Eisenhower. No, Eisenhower was in the Philippines. It was MacArthur. Or no, I mixed him up again. Anyway, now I'm ashamed because I'm a big World War II nut.
No.
The point being, MacArthur was in the Philippines. Eisenhower was okay. So anyway, when they brought the plans to the high command, they didn't say, "Guys, this isn't an invasion of Berlin. We can't do this plan." They said, "Cool, this gets us into France, and then we'll get to Berlin." It's the same. It's the same thing. And I think for too long,
then we'll take care of the
Nazis. Two things. You've got Republicans who are not truly pro-life, Murkowski, Collins, etc., who don't actually want to ban abortion, and now they've just come out and proven it with some of their votes. And then you've got Big Baby arguing, well, it doesn't go far enough to preserve their jobs and make their money. And we've got to start taking steps wherever we can take them. And like this Alabama bill does everything but life of the mother. And I think that's a really good spot to be in personally, legally. And so people need to support stuff like this. Sorry, side rant I got off on, but I think there's too many conservatives that will not vote for a step in the right direction because they say it doesn't go far enough. And we've got to start taking the steps we can take.
And check this out. All right. So obviously, if had we played this out, all right. So in the next election cycle for what if Senate, Congress, whatever the heck we were, you would get nailed for this. You would. And this is what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand why Democrats don't do this. I don't understand why Republicans don't do this. Talk about why you did it. And go say,
instead of covering your butt with all these maneuvers.
Right. If it was something that you shouldn't have voted for, say, you know what? I was wrong on this. And I know that now. Mm-hmm. And that completely disarms every single argument. Is you know what?
And then if it's something you should have voted for.
Or say, okay, this is
my
the reason
campaign ads would not be my opponents mean whatever. Yeah, I would just be running ads that would just run my explanation. I understand people vote emotionally and don't want their explanation. They're kind of like Mathis on the show. Whenever we get into a logical segment, they just disappear. They just want the Bloomberg ad. They just want the Bloomberg ad just slapping them in the face while they're watching a YouTube video. But But yeah, I completely agree. Like, just explain your point and go with it.
On this topic, I get very mad. I mentioned it on the show a couple months ago. Alyssa's, 4 months pregnant, 5 months pregnant. I don't know. She's due in July. And every time I talk about this topic,
14 months? What's the?
I think so. 25, 18 months.
This is why you need to 30? Be good at proofs.
The whole topic, especially since becoming a dad, makes me so mad that I can only talk about it for a minute or two, and then I mentally shut down because it makes me so angry.
You don't want to talk about the girl partying on TikTok while she was in the waiting lobby of a Planned Parenthood to get an abortion. That was.
I didn't hear about that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Did you see? Yeah. Did you see the thing that came out?
So anyway, we got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood. Apparently, they do notes. In their. In the lobbies.
I did see that, and this is freaking dark.
What are we talking about?
Dark.
Do you have access to that, Jeff? So. Do you know where?
Let's see.
Do you know where that is?
Bring up the Google here.
Because I can't. I like it was. It was terrible.
Doctor's notes or something? Or
no,
I can't.
I can't find it either. But it was supposedly, and I don't want to say this is factual. It was supposedly in one of the Planned Parenthoods, someone took a picture of a wall with little heart notes to the babies.
Wait, what?
It was like goodbye notes.
Suppressing.
Wait, why would you do that?
Because
where is
if you don't, no, but I'm saying, like,
but you're
Planned Parenthood. Why would you do that if you don't believe that the you know what I mean? Like that it's a.
I know
exactly
right a life because I would think that would like bring on more emotional baggage for the woman. Yeah, right.
I agree with you, but
that seems like a very bizarre thing to do inside of a Planned Parenthood. Like outside, maybe.
Was it a Planned Parenthood or was it just an abortion?
I don't remember. Clinic. It was a clinic somewhere in the U.S. supposedly, and maybe it was made up. I don't know.
I'm trying to find it again right now.
Me too. I can't Google it, so maybe we need to table this and we'll take a look at it next week.
Yeah,
I'm looking.
Well, like some of the notes, I read the notes. It was
interesting. That sounds horribly depressing.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, I
was going around social media, and I am not finding results for it. So it's either being suppressed, or it was not,
factual.
It might not have been factual. I'll have to find it again. I don't
know.
We'll
look into that.
I've seen it, and it came up a couple times. Yeah,
I didn't save it because I saw it and I about threw up.
Very dark.
I saw it and about threw up and was done with it. So
yeah, that's right. Anyway,
I guess the point being is people justify anything. People can justify anything.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. This vasectomy law in Alabama, it's hilarious. We're joking about it. It's kind of funny, but people can justify anything, and because they can equivocate anything, and they just, I don't know. I mean, you can make up things and come up with ways to justify whatever you want, and we deal with that in church settings all the time. And it just. It's the state of humanity, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's rough when you don't. You can always justify something when you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
If you beat around the bush enough.
Right.
Here it is.
There's a lot of people that do it, especially in Congress.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Everything. That's rough. So, okay.
Did you find it, Jeff?
Thoroughly depressed.
I found it. I'm kind of confirming.
Are you able to confirm it?
So I'm looking through it here. So I saw the post shared by pro-life libertarians, a page.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It, in turn, shared the post from a group called Overturn Roe v. Wade, which I'm pulling up that group right now.
Yep, follow the trail.
Yep. Which this page has been around for a while. It was created in 2014.
Doesn't mean it's factual, though.
No. But it has been around for a while. And it says underneath the picture in parentheses without a link, it says source, like in the description of the picture, source the Cherry Hill, New Jersey Women's Center, whose slogan is every day good women choose abortion. So I'm now on the Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Good old New Jersey
Center.
That's about an hour away.
Sorry, Ozzy.
Yeah.
No, they have them everywhere. It looks like they've got one in Atlanta, Georgia, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Hartford, Connecticut, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Well, hey, why let a moneymaker
abortion care? Right. I don't think this website's going to show me pictures.
Well, of course they're not. Of course they're not going to show pictures. And I bet you the billboard isn't even there if it was.
Yeah.
What's scary to me is underneath the abortion care menu, there's links for abortion procedures, medication abortion / abortion by pill, and the third link is fetal anomaly services.
Yeah. Meaning if your child is...
If you were referred to our center following a diagnosed fetal anomaly and are choosing abortion,
Down
please
syndrome.
feel confident in our ability
That's
to care
rough.
for you.
That's rough.
So literally, but here they offer memorial keepsakes of footprints or handprints.
Oh, wow.
They offer spiritual support.
I guarantee this billboard's real then.
That's eerie.
Based on
In
what you're
conjunction
saying,
with
Jeff,
an
I
off-site
guarantee
laboratory,
this is real.
some centers, in conjunction with an offsite laboratory, some centers can arrange for a chromosomal analysis, microarray, or other tests at a physician request. Please let us know about any special needs you may have, and let us know how you can help feel supported in your abortion decision. Yeah, so if they're offering cremation and burial services, memorial keepsakes, spiritual support for
I
selecting an abortion due to fetal anomaly.
So let me read these to you. It wasn't an easy choice, but it was for the best. Smile down on me always. I dreamt of you last night. God knows I will always love you. Mommy loves you. Mommy wasn't ready this time, but you still have a special place in my heart. Dear baby, you're my first and I'll never forget you. You would have been so perfect. It's just not time. I don't want this for you. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you, baby, always. To my twins, Mommy loves you dearly. If I was only older and had more to give you, I will always love you. I will never forget you. You are always on my heart. Goddess bless you. May we be seeing beyond this illusion to what is real. Trust in the mother who dwells in your heart.
I'm still not finding an actual article about this.
That is a little suspect.
So, yeah, it definitely needs some...
It needs corroboration.
It needs corroboration. Even without corroborating the billboard, it's led us to literally, they say it's never elective. They say it's not about, we don't need to pass a law protecting people with Down syndrome or whatever. And yet right here, it's one of the services they offer.
Yeah.
So they're going to argue it's more serious fetal anomalies where the baby probably couldn't survive outside the womb. But I don't know. That just...
So I got nothing, guys. Yeah. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Anyway, we went in a really dark place off of a ridiculous vasectomy law potential from a woman in Alabama trying to prove a point who's not really proving a point at all. Because once again, having your tubes tied is not the same as murdering someone. And that's all there is to that. However, on a slightly more hilarious note, if we can go somewhere...
Thank you for bringing it around, Jeff. I appreciate that. Because I didn't have the energy. I don't know that
we can bring it around, but we're going to try to. And I believe when this article was shared, Mathis's comment was, "I've seen that movie and it doesn't end well."
That's right. That's right.
Since we're talking about vasectomies, we're trying to make it funny again and get back to the vasectomy side of things. The headline from Fox News 4 days ago. Male baboon escapes Australia medical facility with 2 wives before vasectomy, health officials say.
My hat is off to that man.
So he's a polygamist.
Apparently,
run, Forrest, run.
A polygamist baboon who was going to get a vasectomy, maybe because he was over 50 or had 3 children, and this Alabama lawmaker got to him.
Well, I mean, he has 2 wives, right?
Now, that'd be interesting. Does he get 3 children per wife, or is it 3 total children? It's a legitimate question.
I don't know.
Yeah, so here's the article. A male baboon and his 2 wives ran wild in Australia on Tuesday after escaping from a medical facility where he was set to undergo a vasectomy, a health official said. The trio got loose while being transported to the Royal... Oh, man. The trio got loose while being transported to the Royal Prince Alfred Hospital in Sydney and toured the parking lot where bystanders recorded the encounter on video. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Can we get audio clip of this, Mathis? New South Wales police said the baboons were, quote, going bananas before adding that police and wildlife officials had the situation under control and there was no immediate danger to the public. However, when the baboon looked at him and said, "My name is Caesar," and picked up a gun, they got a little worried.
Yeah. Nice ad
and
there. I like
since
that.
all the guns have been, especially since all guns have been banned in Australia, the humans aren't going to be able to fight back against the apes, and this is how Planet of the Apes starts.
Australia's done for. Just let them go. Let it burn.
They don't want him to continue breeding with the small troop he's in, so in order for him to stay, the decision was taken that he should have a vasectomy. The 2 females were just there to calm. So, Ben, are you going to have both your wives there when you have your vasectomy to help keep you calm?
Oh my gosh! If I had both of my wives there, they would not be calm.
One of them would kill the other.
If that were a thing, that is not. It is not a thing. But I could see
your
that
wife
not
would be there
ending
because
well.
she's the nurse, and if she found out, out you had a second wife, it'd be a lot more than a vasectomy.
I'd be dead. Yeah, I would be dead. There'd be nothing left. So, yep. I would. The dangly bits would be the least of my worries right then.
Oh no!
What are your opinions on this, Aaron?
You know my opinions on this. It ain't never happening. Never, ever.
They're trying to wipe them out, man. That's what they're trying to do. Oh goodness. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm doing more research on this. On the notes here. So
this is so bad.
Even while I'm talking about
I know.
Okay. So guys, no. Can we please just follow this trail where it leads? Because in the article about the baboon escaping vasectomy, there is another headline from January 29th that I clicked and followed that says, this is the headline. I have not even looked at the story yet. The headline is, villagers in India dress up as bears to scare off more than 2,000 monkeys.
That was for the Trump visit. That was for the Trump visit.
Planet
Wait,
of the Apes
what
is happening.
What?
Villagers in India being terrorized by more than 2,000 wild monkeys claim to have found an unconventional way to tackle the simian menace by dressing up as bears.
Interesting.
So, a monkey with 2 wives escapes vasectomy in Australia. Maybe.
Is that a thing? Like, are they indigenous to Australia? Is bear? I know cows are.
Villagers donated money to buy 3 costumes from a makeup artist for 1,700 rupees. You want to know how much money that is?
No, how much? I mean, I do want to know.
$23.82.
Okay, yeah.
$23.82.
Yes. No. What?
Each 1,700 rupees or $23.82 each for the bear costumes.
Wow. So these were like Halloween bear costumes.
The village now claims that the trick has led for Halloween City. You know, that pops into any closed store around October.
Right. Is that what they're doing now? Is they're like popping up in India off season and like, here's bear costumes, guys. You have all these people in India running around. Oh my gosh.
Catching a monkey, just catching one monkey would cost nearly 600 rupees or $8.41. And last time we got funds was in 2018 when we had to call a rescue team from some other city.
If I'm not wrong, I believe monkeys are also considered sacred in certain cities in India. So
I believe
that's why. So I mean,
but they're willing to capture them.
Things.
They're willing to capture them and transport them, but it costs $8.41 per monkey to capture and transport them, and they aren't getting funds.
So how do they?
Or they could buy 3 suits for $23 each and then just scare them all off.
Or
they say there's been a dip in monkey attacks since they started it.
I could sell them some ammunition and they could deal with the situation for 15 cents a piece.
Boom.
If the minute these monkeys figure out how to make boats, we are hosed.
We're done.
So I'm telling you, if nothing else,
okay, no. Listen, all right. This is
Second Amendment rights, man. You ban my guns, and then the monkeys attack, and then I'm just stuck.
This is what pisses me off about Planet of the Apes: is how are these people so stupid? We have guns and spaceships, and you can't take care of the monkeys? Like, come on.
We survived Red Dawn.
What is wrong?
And the monkeys got us with their sticks.
Yeah. It's like everybody turns into like a stormtrooper as soon as monkeys attack and they can't hit anything with a gun. You're like, we have flying vehicles that have bombs. How in the world have these monkeys survived? It's just sheer stupidity.
Which you guys remember?
Like, oh yeah, by the way, Caesar. You're like, the heck was Caesar? Blow him up. Bomb him, man! Bomb him!
Here, no. I have the secret weapon.
I feel like they made the same mistake in Avatar. They had the potential to attack from space. We had the rods of God, for goodness sake, and you can't take care of a monkey. Like, you can't even get a baboon that escaped with 2 wives.
No. Secret weapon. Secret weapon right here. The leader of the monkeys is named Caesar. We simply train a separate monkey named Brutus and turn him loose. Problem solved.
Ooh, give him a knife. We can take care of a monkey with a knife.
A2
It all
Brute.
ends in tragedy.
Oh boy, this segment is way off the rails.
All right, let's take us out. I think we've definitely beaten this to death.
Yes, take us out. Just launch the rods of God and take us out right now.
Finish the show.
The monkeys are nearby.
So we spent a good deal of the last segment talking about abortion and the tragedy that it is. and we mentioned the Cherry Hill. What do they call it? Cherry Hill Women's Center in
Cherry Hill Women's Center,
Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and we mentioned a bulletin board that we saw had been popping up on the internet. That was notes to the babies that they had killed. And we decided during the break to do more research on this, and it is absolutely legit.
We wanted to make sure because it was hard to find. We weren't finding articles corroborating it or anything, and it had been shared by some sites on Facebook. And if we're going to talk about it, we want to make sure it's factual.
And so it is. The picture was posted in 2012 on July 3rd of 2012 by the Cherry Hill Women's Center on their Yelp what do you call it? Their Yelp profile. Yelp reviews.
Their Yelp review profiles. It was a photo posted by the business owner. It was not posted by someone else.
On February 1st, 2016, they also post a picture showing the sign-in center or whatever you want to call it, the welcome area.
Sign-in desk, check-in desk.
It's basically the billboard beside the desk has
the waiting room.
And it is a huge billboard with more notes and more. Yeah, so it is.
And pictures of the interior of the place have all these inspirational quotes about abortion, like painted on the walls. Yes. So it is real. It is dark. And we'll post a link, I guess. I would say we'll post a link to that Yelp review in the show notes because we want the evidence that it's real.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily recommend looking at it unless you either want to be enraged or go to a dark place. But it's there for posterity. Somebody archive that.
The whole thing makes me very angry and very sad, and that's it.
It'd be like a billboard in the waiting room of Auschwitz where the guards wrote notes to the people they were putting in gas chambers. That's essentially what it would be equivalent to. So, yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that.
That's good. Yeah, that's
to quote Forrest Gump.
All right. Moving on, guys.
I mean, let's just cut it, man. I can't even
go to break. Go to break. Okay,
yeah,
we'll go to break.
Cut it. Let's come back. There's no way to move on from that.
Okay, I agree. That's a good call.
For my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa.
That was a non-gendered person, Ken, and you just gave it a gender.
I tried this one chili and it set my mouth on fire, and I had to drink a 2-liter of Mountain Dew.
All right, leave this guy alone with his poor constipated poops. We're going to come back and talk about politics. That's what really matters here.
We are back. Guys, coronavirus.
It's catching.
It is.
My corona.
So in the United States,
people are spreading the word.
In the United States, we still only have one new case in the last week, and that's because we only have one lab actually testing.
You followed it.
What's that?
What?
So you're following it closer than me, so I don't.
Oh, I'm following it very closely.
How many cases?
North Korea doesn't have any cases.
Well, you know, I bet you the Soviet Union wouldn't have any cases either.
Is anybody surprised by that? Is that that's like the only country that was just like, you know what, we're not going to ban either. Tourism.
I mean, brilliant, North Korea. Brilliant.
They're like, no more tourists. Wait.
So.
Yeah.
I got nothing. That's funny.
Boy,
I don't even.
How's Dennis Rodman going to get back
that.
to his buddy?
It's true.
Dude, epic. Oswald's on a roll this segment.
That's brilliant. Yeah, very interesting what's going on with the coronavirus. I still don't think it's anything to freak out about. Still don't think it's anything that we need to be very concerned about,
folks. But folks, that's not what he's saying in private text.
No, it's not.
He is trying to quell the panic to all 12 of our listeners. However, in private, he is buying up the water, the dry goods, the toilet paper. He just wants you to stay out of his local Costco so he can bring more home. That's why he's telling you that.
My goodness.
There are 15 yards of tinfoil wrapped around Aaron's head right now.
No.
Aaron's like, I preemptively shot my neighbor lest he raid my Costco stash.
In all seriousness, I do not think that it's something that we have to freak out about. I do think it's something that we do need to be prepared about and prepared for. As I said last week,
I'm still on the. I'm curious as how serious this is actually going to affect the United States. Is in terms of how sick people, how sick are people going to get or not going to get?
I don't necessarily think it's going to be an illness issue. I think it's going to be an economic issue.
My thoughts are supply chain issues. Yeah,
exactly.
Illness issue in the state. I have a feeling our standard of living and our cleanliness is not amazing. I mean, we've all seen places where it's not amazing.
I still don't touch bathroom doors.
Where we are with our cleanliness and our level of medical access and all that I don't think it's going to reach epidemic levels in the United States. It's going to be the supply chain from some of these other countries that don't have the same medical and cleanliness standards that we have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've got China that's producing. I was reading an article, and I think I sent it to you guys the other day, that 40% of our food supply has something to do with China. Like, products are coming in, whether it be produce, whether it be juice, whether it be
additives, chicken.
What are we going to do without General's chicken? Seriously.
These are the hard-hitting
40%
How about
of my
Chick-fil-A?
food
Is
supply.
Chick-fil-A? I bet you Chick-fil-A is all American.
I bet you Chick-fil-A donates to communist China.
That's okay. It wouldn't even, honestly, wouldn't even matter because it's all blessed anyway. So
it's a good point. No, so I'm sure the MSG comes from China. That's in the chicken.
No.
I love MSG.
It makes everything taste good.
It's so tasty. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't take away the MSG.
Adds that umami.
What's my local Chinese food place gonna give me?
I know, right?
Folks, we should start a Chinese food restaurant and just call it MSG.
That's genius.
I bet you there's one. I bet you there's one already out there. Let's see. I gotta look this up. I'm gonna use the Google here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's looking that up.
So I think the concerning thing about corona numbers is,
let's see here,
the spike in Europe. Just a spike in Europe, especially Italy. Everyone complains about Italy, says they're not clean people. I don't know. I hope they are, because I ate a whole bunch of meals there.
You're afraid that you got the coronavirus?
You never know.
3 years ago?
You never know. It's a possibility.
The incubation period, 2 weeks to 3 years.
I'm just saying the Pope is going down right now, man.
Yeah, the Pope is sick.
He is sick, bud. I'm not saying he's dying. I didn't mean that. I'm just saying, he's been sick. He canceled all of his appointments and stuff like that. I didn't mean that.
I think the Secret Service or whatever they call it for the popes is going to show up at a bunch of friars in a bunch of friars and sunglasses are going to up outside
stop resisting in Italian.
That's funny.
Wait. I'm going to find out for you. Google Translate.
I can't find a Chinese restaurant that's named MSG, by the way.
Then we got it.
You got it?
No, I mean we have the okay. Can I play this where you'll hear it? I don't know.
I don't think it'll work.
Not, no.
I don't think it'll come through.
Just do your best interpretation here.
Try one more time here.
No. Can't hear it.
Smite de resistere.
So if they come running in, I'm going to be like, I'm only a traveler.
So that's
I'm a sovereign citizen.
That's what they'll be yelling. No, that's what they'll be yelling is Smite de resistere. And then Oslin will be saying,
yep, he's just going to like stop right there. It'd be super awkward.
Wait.
Waiting. Go away. Yeah.
Le mane in alto non separano.
What is that?
Hands up, don't shoot.
Oh no! Why is he telling that to the cops?
So that's what Oslin needs to be yelling is hands up, don't shoot.
So
le mane in alto non separano.
Although, I have to say they'd be pretty hard to miss though, because aren't they like dressed in like yellow and purple? They have those really traditional outfits that they come after you, and I think I'm pretty sure they have pikes too. I don't know that they have guns. I'm not 100% on that though.
Security guard.
Yeah.
Well, you're in New Jersey. You don't have.
They're terrifying.
So
we got a lot of Catholic churches though, so I don't think pikes are illegal yet.
Oh, wait, are these guys?
Anyway, where were we going?
We were just talking about Corona,
dude. Those helmets, though, man.
Dude,
those helmets.
It's like tradition, man.
With that blue and yellow and red stripes.
Pretty awesome stuff. Let's be honest.
Yeah, pretty
awesome.
Yeah, they put the Royal Guards in London. They got some pretty good competition with those Royal Guards, or giving those Royal Guards in London some pretty good competition, I have to say, for tradition.
They look like the clown version of the Royal Guards in London.
They're the royal jesters of the Guards.
Yes, that's what they look like, the royal jester in a Spanish hat.
They would fit perfectly with Mardi Gras.
They're like a jester with a conquistador hat.
So we have completely devolved on that, gentlemen.
Okay, so anyway,
funny.
Back to the coronavirus.
So
the Pope is sick.
So we've got 8,000 people were watching in California. 11,000 were watching in New York.
I think we should seal off the border with California. That's, I think, the precaution we should take.
I think that's a precaution we should take on all fronts, all the time.
Or just give it back to Mexico.
That's right. They've been wanting the southern part of the U.S. Let's just give them California.
I mean, I think I would be okay with that.
I mean, I'm sorry to all our listeners in California who were,
get out now. Sorry,
get out now or give it back.
Have listeners in California?
We do, actually.
Have you looked at the map lately?
No,
we do.
Nice.
We've got listeners in California.
Shout out!
That's
Shout
awesome.
out to our Californians.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah.
Just because you're in the wrong state.
Sweet.
Sweet
action. Listen, I'm in the wrong state too.
So wait,
I know you are.
Wait. So this should be to all our to all our listeners out there behind enemy lines. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall.
Oh my goodness!
It's a Red Dawn reference for all our folks there behind enemy lines in California.
I didn't get it. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, that's some of the radio code there in Red Dawn. Yeah,
okay,
sorry.
Good job, Jeff. So, guys,
all right.
I enjoyed.
So, as I said before,
Tombstone would have loved.
He would have.
Joke.
He would have.
Moment of silence for Tombstone. He would have gotten it.
I got it.
So
in that moment of silence, you can observe that at Tombstone at the front porch show.
So, guys, nothing to be freaked out about.
Yes.
Guys are awesome.
Sorry, we will see. Now you're the guy trying to be serious.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. No, as I said, nothing to be concerned about with coronavirus. Just watch it, see what happens, be aware, and wash your dang hands. And be prepared to stay home for
hands. What about my normal hands?
Those two.
Wash those two.
And be prepared. And be prepared to stay home for 3 weeks.
Or use a wipe. It's not that hard.
It's not. Oh, there you go. So, guys, I got to ask you the question. You're stuck at home for 3 weeks. What are you going to do?
Probably be on the show every day with you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Honestly, probably yard work. I'll probably dig that trench around my pool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A moat? What are you digging a moat for?
We've been trying.
You're going to dig a moat around a pool?
Now listen to this.
It's my
Jeff,
last line of defense to protect the water.
Listen to this 1%er here. Listen to this 1%er here. I'm gonna go, if I have 3 weeks off, I'm gonna go out back and dig a trench around my pool.
Yeah, he's not going to dig the trench. He's going to pay a bunch of us commoners to dig the trench.
Exactly.
Except he's not actually going to pay us. He's going to make us work and then deport us.
Let me clarify. All right, so I have a fence around my pool so my kids don't drown.
That's good. Admirable.
Inside of the pool, I have the cement slab, and then around it I have is grass.
Wait, in the pool, it's just a cement slab?
Inside of the pool area. Well, I mean, I have a cement slab around the pool, yeah. But then I also have grass that I cannot cut. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to dig up the grass, which I've already done part of, dig up a grass, which is about 4 inches down, and then I'm going to fill it in with rock.
Oh, nice.
So that way we can have rocks and I don't have to deal with the grass.
Absolutely.
But it kind of turned into a moat because that was...
Yeah, why can't you mow it?
Because I can't get my mower inside of there.
Oh, is it like a...
That's
so you didn't put a gate in the fence.
Because my 42-inch deck on my tractor does not fit through the 26-inch gap in the fence.
So the one, I forgot,
his mower's too big.
Doesn't even have a push mower that he can put inside the fence or a weed whacker. He just got his 42-inch rider.
Let me tell you, okay. So what happens is because the grass is so close to the pool, if I weed whack it, all the grass goes into the pool.
Wait.
And that is annoying because it's really hard to clean out.
The most important question is, are you wearing grass-stained New Balance shoes while doing this?
Of course he is.
No, I'm using grass-stained Nike. Come on, man. What are you, crazy? New Balance, nothing.
He's not full on. He's not full
They're
on.
my
dad
Air
mode
Jordans.
Are you kidding? He's wearing his boat shoes.
Yes.
He's from the South. He's wearing boat shoes. He's not a Midwesterner. He doesn't have the New Balance.
And his knee-high socks. His knee-high socks.
His knee-high socks and his boat shoes.
That's right.
Up north, it's knee-high socks and New Balance. Down south, it's knee-high socks and boat shoes.
See, he's a transplant, so he's embracing both.
That's right.
Ozzy, you mentioned you saw some movies this week. What movies did you see?
I did. I saw, let's see, where am I at here? I forgot what I saw. Oh, I saw Rambo Last Blood.
They were some great movies.
That was interesting. It was very short, especially considering I fast forwarded through most of it.
Wait, what?
So
basically, anytime Sylvester Stallone was walking, you had to fast forward because he was so slow.
It was kind of painful. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know steroids could do the. It was. So let me put it this way: I have seen Rambo. The Rambo movies are decent movies. They're they're cult classics. Obviously, the originals they are. Whether or not they're really good as far as story wise. They're okay. They're okay. But they need to just stop. They should not have made this movie. All this movie is, and I didn't mind it, but there's and I hate to say this because I know people are going to kill me. There's completely no actual plot to it. There's no real. No. I don't know.
Can anyone I could actually feel is argue with
every
that?
single.
No, I agree with him.
But all I felt like this was how gory can we get? And you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like that was completely their goal was, okay, so what happens is basically these guys, this drug cartel pisses off, drug and sex cartel, pisses off Rambo, kills his niece, and he goes all out on him. And it's how many horrible, gory ways can we make 20 men die? That was the entirety of the movie.
Well, yeah,
sounds about right.
So that's my review of Rambo Last Blood.
Haven't you seen the Expendables?
And let me tell you, no. This is way beyond Expendables.
It was like
this is way beyond Expendables. Yeah, this is Expendables except rated. Was Expendables rated R? Or was it PG-13?
I'm sure it was.
Anyway,
it was.
But like you want to take like the gore and nastiness of how can we make these men die and how can we show it to you. Just it was excessive. absolutely excessive.
All right,
so
remind me not to tick Ben off anymore. He's seen a lot of dark.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Apparently, yeah. Anyway, I won't get into it because I'm still kind of like, in my mind, is still like, oh gosh, I didn't want to really see that, but okay.
So could Sylvester Stallone at one point? Could Sylvester Stallone actually move without creaking?
I'm actually curious whether or not they had like a puppeteer that was actually moving his face for him. Because with all the Botox that's there, it was kind of like Christmas with the Cranks, where it's like he has no emotion, but somehow they were moving his face.
Terribly funny. It's little electrical nodes under the skin. It just
yes, just that's why every single one of his expressions was one of two things. It was like
it was funny because
just shot it from a different camera angle.
I saw him in something. Maybe it was Expendables. No, I think
like Expendables. I'm not gonna lie.
Expendables movie's amazing. The airplane is
they're fun.
Thump, thump,
yeah, they're
thump,
just
thump,
fun.
Thump, thump. I don't remember what I was watching, but he was in something, and he looked excruciatingly old. And it could have been the preview for Rambo.
He's ancient.
It could have been the preview for Rambo. We talked about it on the show.
Creed.
Maybe Creed
it was
2.
Creed 2. He's extremely old in Creed 2.
But he's what?
Those are good
74?
movies, though. I do like those movies.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
He's basically he's almost the age that he could run for president.
He's 73. Yeah. It's a good point.
Classic.
Because we like picking old.
Let's see.
Never mind.
All right. So the other movie that I watched was the Peter Jackson They Shall Not Grow Old.
Ah, yes.
Speaking of gory ways to kill people. World War I.
That was excellent. Oh my goodness.
I watched it when it was first out in theaters, and it was an excellent. And you never would think that a movie that is simply old black and white footage with no audio, with just recordings of men talking over top of it, like that does not sound appealing.
That's available on Hulu,
and it's awesome.
You can watch it on Hulu. No kidding.
Also, did you?
Yes, you can.
Like, did it have?
You should watch it.
Ben,
highly recommend.
You got it from the library, right?
I'm going to watch it.
You got it from the library.
Yes.
Did they have? Did they have after it like the making of it, like on the disc, showing you how they made it?
Yeah. They did a little bit, but it wasn't anything drastically in depth.
There was like a 30-minute thing afterwards that I stayed in the theater and watched that explained the making of it, and it was really cool.
It wasn't long, but there was.
So for folks, They Shall Not Grow Old. It's a documentary about World War I by Peter Jackson. It was put out a year or so ago in theaters and select theaters. And essentially what they did is that they kind of wanted the story told by the people that went through it with really no other explanation. And you're like, well, how'd they do that? It's all these guys from World War I. Well, they had a bunch of footage, war footage, films from the newsreels, whatever, from that era, all the black and white footage.
And they had a bunch of old interviews.
From like 50 years ago on some anniversary of the war, they had interviews with veterans of the war when they were older and hadn't passed away yet.
It was from the viewpoint of England and Britain. So it wasn't any other.
They left a lot of it out. It was essentially English trench warfare. It didn't cover the early aviation. It didn't cover it was English trench warfare, and it was just the interviews with these guys playing, and then they colorized the film so that you could see it in color, and then they literally went out and got
computers to make it all seamless and work well,
so that it wasn't so jittery. And then they had sound effects people from movies that made sound effects, so it sounded like the horses and the carriages and the firing of the guns and everything,
whatever was happening.
And they actually got forensic lip readers. Mm-hmm. And they found like in certain clips where like guys are talking in the background, or this guy's giving a speech to a group of troops, and they found forensic lip readers and found out what these guys were saying and had voice actors doing that in the background, so that it really seemed like live footage with audio and sound.
Right.
and it was done very well.
It was excellent,
and it was very
interesting.
Excellent. It was very good.
It told the story of basically just what it was like in the everyday life from I guess essentially from enlistment all the way till the end of the war, through the trench warfare, through going on the front lines to, you know, the end of the war when, you know, they had captured a bunch of Germans. And then, oh man, like it is excellent. I think the thing that was eye-opening for me was with it being in color, it takes on so much more maybe horror of how terrifying it was.
It's terrible,
and gruesome.
The conditions, yeah.
Right, because the conditions were awful. And then the other thing that really affected me was they were talking about how that depending on what type of Germans they were fighting against, depended on like how I don't know, how they were treated. So, like, I know everybody was, like, deathly afraid of the Prussians because the Prussians were extremely nasty in their warfare. But you had other Germans that they would be basically, it was just like, you know, you knew that they were enlisted men from different walks of life. And essentially they were just fighting the battle because that's what they were told to do with being Germans or being British. And so if they had people who were captured, there was almost like this, unlike World War II, there was almost this relationship of where it was like, okay, well, we have prisoners of war, but the prisoners of war are just normal people. And they all kind of got along and they all helped each other out, which is extremely strange. And then the last thing that was very, very strange that I noticed was at the very end, they talked about how they would go back to their lives and how, you know, as being soldiers, how that everybody in Britain kind of looked down upon them because they, you know, there was such a proper etiquette and all of these other things, and they weren't considered to be like first-class human beings anymore. And so they kind of went back and were like looked down upon, almost like in kind of the Korean War and then Vietnam. How it was just, you know, you had like all this propaganda that was like, oh, well, these people aren't good. You know, everybody kind of disagree. Kind of like that kind of feeling where it was like they weren't acknowledged for what they had done because nobody understood what it was.
Weren't you?
But if I remember correctly, World War I, it wasn't as much as like Vietnam where you had the people that were anti the war. It was just people didn't really understand what they had done, right? Like you just came back home and from some poor you were just from some poor family when you left, and now that you're back, you're still part of some poor family. You're not a hero or anything,
right? But it sounded like that there was a lot of anti I don't know, not like anti
war sentiment.
I don't know, military, yeah, because they said that there was a lot of.
I didn't remember.
There was a lot of. There were a lot of jobs that like the place would have job openings, but they didn't want people who had been in the war. They didn't want veterans and stuff like that. Not because they weren't able-bodied, but just because of the anti-war feelings, I guess, or whatever, because it didn't fit in with the proper
Maybe a little
English
bit of concern with PTSD,
gentlemen, and things like that.
Yeah.
So
you were no longer a gentleman. You had killed people. Interesting.
Right.
I didn't remember that portion.
I found
that's interesting.
Yeah, it was the very end, and so it was like they came back and they weren't heroes of war. You know, they weren't heroes in any way. They were like looked down upon as lesser citizens now because of it. So it's very interesting, but I highly recommend it. It's very eye-opening. A very good documentary about what happened in World War I.
Did you guys ever see 1917?
No, I'm waiting for it to come out.
I didn't.
It was good.
March 24th. I just put it in my Amazon shopping cart on pre-order so that while I'm in quarantine I can watch it.
It was very good. It was. I think it started slow. I went to it with my father-in-law. He'd wanted to go to see that or Midway. And I think for him, Midway would have been the better one to see just because the plot would have moved a little more, there'd have been a little more action versus 1917.
I heard Midway was horrible,
though.
though.
Very good.
I heard Midway was horrible, though.
What?
Because
You're
of the
crazy.
CGI.
It was
No.
great.
I heard, and the reasoning was the CGI. They said the CGI was absolutely terrible.
No.
Yeah.
It was.
No.
It was not.
No, it was good.
It was not.
It was very good.
Amazing. Like, it wouldn't blow everything you've ever seen out of the water. You could tell it was CGI at some points.
Oh man, it looks like a video game.
It looks
like Call of Duty.
No.
Yes, I'm watching the trailer right now.
It wasn't that bad.
I am watching the trailer right now.
Did you see it?
It probably was
It
better
was
than
good.
Pearl Harbor, even though it's a much newer movie.
Oh no, Pearl Harbor was pretty bad
good,
too.
Pearl Harbor. No, it wasn't that.
Oh, really?
It was not that bad. I mean, what do you like?
The CGI.
What's bad is the Phantom Menace, and that's what's bad.
That was terrible.
Like,
yeah.
This it was not
I don't
amazing.
like.
It was not at the level that Lord of the Rings was when it came out, but it is not. It wasn't that bad.
It's not bad. If you wouldn't have said anything,
It's not
nobody
bad.
would have noticed. That's what I'm
Sorry,
saying.
I just
You're
ruined it for
crazy.
everyone.
You did.
Oslin is the graphic designer, and he's saying it wasn't bad. So
Yep, he's a
that
graphic
was fine.
designer.
He's the limited
He's on their
expert
side.
Fine.
He's on their side. I'm watching
It
the
was
clips.
good.
All right, so
my biggest issue here is the ships. The ships are all CGI and it looks bad.
You are of course they are, because they couldn't bring in the old ships that sank.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get the
It's
it's a little
not
hard
bad.
to get the Yorktown back.
It is not bad. It's not bad.
So
I'll
It's not
watch
bad.
it.
You
I'll
would
watch
never-
it, but
You honestly, you're just
watch it.
media buyer.
I will watch
CGI
it.
Bias. That's what.
of course I am.
you're
I like real things.
a hoser. So, all right. Speaking
They
of
should
ancient
have. They
history
should have
and
brought
arguing,
it back out of the Pacific.
And it's got what's his name in it.
That's
Brought
right.
it back.
Woody Harrelson in it. I'll watch anything with Woody Harrelson.
Exactly.
I think it's
Woody Harrelson,
hilarious.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah.
My goodness.
Who's getting married
It's
again?
excellent.
All right.
It is a
Speaking
fine
of ancient
story.
history and
It
arguing about
cuts out
facts,
all the baloney.
let's
It's
move
good.
on.
Let's do it.
Move
Do it.
on
Where are
and
we
let's
going?
go to Trivial Pursuit because the fans
Wait,
they love Oslin and I in Trivial
Okay,
Pursuit.
when we get back,
let's go to
we
that.
will do a round of Trivial Pursuit. My goodness, I did not know we were
Yep.
doing this today. Let's
Surprise.
do
Surprise. Oslin and I outvoted you.
it. I'm fine with that. Let's do it.
The tribe
If you
has
want, we
spoken.
can replace you with just a CGI character and do it anyway.
It's true. You could. Might look better actually.
Might look more real.
But was that CGI character there when the wall came down?
Ooh.
Agreed. I was alive when the wall came down, Jeff.
I know, but that's just the easiest way to say
I
it.
know it is. Just keep going. I enjoy it when you rail on me for it.
Listen, he's going to have to start the music over. Stop talking.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is the most anticipated segment of the show, Trivial Pursuit, Genus Edition.
Especially considering we didn't know it was coming.
1984
Jeff's the only one that knew this was
edition.
coming.
Wait, you agreed to it in our off-air chat.
He did. I didn't even see any of that. I'll be honest, I was just ignoring you guys.
We were just working behind your back. It was amazing.
It was.
It's true. It's true.
was
It's not
good.
hard to do.
So who won last time?
I
think it was Jeff.
me, right?
I did. I think
Was it?
I won the
I don't
first one.
remember.
Ben won the second one, and I won the third one. Have we
I
done
think
three?
so,
I
because
don't
you
even know where we're
reclaimed
at.
your
Maybe.
and we did a fourth
Maybe.
with Tombstone.
Oh,
and then we
did we?
took a couple weeks
Yeah.
off. And so I think Ozzy, you get to go first this time because Jeff beat you miserably.
Wait. I just saw.
I would like
this.
to do.
Just a second before we start.
Here we go.
Mathis, there is a version called Trivial Pursuit Master Game Baby Boomer Edition.
Okay, we're getting it. We're getting it.
Can we get that one?
Oh man, dude, you ought to excel at that, Jeff.
It's there you go. So let's see, Genus 2 subsidiary card set from 1984. That's where we're at.
Guys, that's brilliant.
Yes. All right.
So anyway,
okay. Are we ready to start?
Enjoy that. Ben first.
I would like whatever the entertainment one is for 3 points.
It's entertainment.
Entertainment for 3 points. Here we go, Ozzy. Who was the original sports editor on the Today Show?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I couldn't name any old sports editors.
That would be
especially from the Today's Show.
Pass
I have no idea.
to
Don't say it.
It would be a pass.
Okay, good.
To Jeff.
Yeah, go for it, Jeff. I can't name one sports editor from that long ago.
Joe Montana.
Incorrect. I'm sorry, gentlemen. That would be Jack Lescoulet.
Oh, duh.
Obviously.
Yeah. Obviously. Who wouldn't have known that? Who wouldn't have known that?
Right.
Oh, he did the commentating for the Berlin Wall coming down.
Yeah.
No, that was Reagan.
Oh, dang it. They were both movie stars, so, you know.
Let's go with geography. For 3 points.
Geography for 3 points. What two states with New Mexico and Utah meet at Four Corners Monument?
This is going to be sad. Arizona.
This is taking a long time. We need a time.
I know. This is very sad. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to fail this. Oslin's Googling it right now. I can see him typing. It's New Mexico and shoot, I'm an idiot.
I need your answer, Jeff. Make a guess. 3.
I can picture them.
2.
Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and
Ozzy, it's your turn.
Colorado.
Jeff's an idiot.
I know.
You got it right. You got it right.
Yes, there we go. That's what I thought. I should have called it.
That should not count because I was going to say Colorado.
That's
I knew
what
it.
I thought.
We've never had a time limit in the past. Do we need to impose a time limit?
We've never had a time limit. Hey, I've only had one cup of coffee. You got to let my brain work through it.
I think future games we need to impose a time limit.
We can impose a future one.
We'll impose a future one, but not now. Okay. No, exactly. We can't.
My gut said Colorado the whole time.
We
but
can't
I'm afraid
change
to pull the
the
trigger
rules in the
because if
middle
I
of the
get
game.
it wrong, then I'm going to be a little idiot. So
all right, Ozzy.
All right. So what categories are left here?
So we have
let's do science.
We have science. We have arts and literature.
We're playing that we have to use up all the categories.
We have history and sports and leisure.
Let's do science.
Science and nature for
3 points. 3
3
points.
points. What features are oversized on a Macrotus radio fan? What features are oversized on a Macrotus radio fan?
And you're saying radio, not radio.
That's radio.
Like a radio, like tune in the station's radio. I would say the knobs and the display, the needle display thing for the radio, and the antenna.
Say that again.
Knobs, display, and antenna.
Those are what are oversized on the Macrotus radio fan.
Why wouldn't they be?
I don't know. Because you're wrong.
I don't even know what it looks like.
I'm gonna guess that it is the fan blades themselves.
Unfortunately, you are both wrong.
Oh, I don't know what a Macrotus radio fan is.
So a Macrotus radio fan, I guess, is
like
a
radio, like radio station, radio.
RADIOFAN. It's a It's a desert
mouse?
It's a desert bilby. Yes, it is a mouse, and it has massive ears.
That's a mouse. I thought you were talking about a cooling fan for a radio.
I thought he was talking about a radio.
A Macrotus radio fan. That's what it's called.
How do you spell
Does this even
Macrotus?
exist anymore?
It's the lesser bilby.
Hey, how do you spell Macrotus?
And the greater bilby. According to this, it's M-A. So according to this, it's M-A-C-R-O-T-O-U-S.
T-O-U-S. Radio like a radio. Fan. F-A-N.
Yes.
Literally, I get like 103.9 Buenos Aires.
Me too.
And 1270 live sports radio for Buffalo.
Okay. Here we go.
The greater bilby and the lesser, it's extinct.
It is Microtus is a zoological term that means having large ears.
Was this name? So you gave us the scientific name for it, but you didn't indicate it in a way that it was.
This is the question. I read the question.
But
is it like reading. is Macrotus radio fan? Is it in italics?
No, it is not in italics. It is. What features are oversized on a Macrotus radio fan?
Oh, see, this is actually spells it M-A-C-R-O-T-I-S.
Yeah, it's spelled different.
Macrotus Lacira, Macrotus Lagotis, and so Macrotus means large ears. Interesting.
Okay.
I guess we should have realized it was science and nature, but like I thought
right.
I thought a radio could be science.
I figured science.
Yeah.
I figured science, radio wave. All right.
So gentlemen, we are down to three. We are down to three options on this card. History, arts and literature, and sports and leisure.
Sports and leisure.
Babe Ruth.
For 3 points.
All right.
What's a
Jeff? I need I need an answer to this that is radio friendly.
Oh no. Just get out the bird squawk now.
Where has a banjoed soccer player been kicked?
That would be called the Visaka.
He actually might be trying to throw us off the scent.
And he was not kicked in the Macrotus.
Not in the ears, huh? He wasn't kicked in the ears.
Or the Yep.
I'm going to fall
you might
for
say
your
he was
trap.
radio fanned, though.
I'm going to fall for the trap that's probably leading me to the wrong answer. And say that he was kicked in the region where one might receive a vasectomy if he were a baboon with 2 wives.
What is the scientific and anatomical term for the area?
Groin?
I can name that.
Yes, Jeff. You got it right.
Oh.
Okay. I didn't know how far you wanted me to go, so that's with groin.
That's good.
And then go to more.
No, we don't need to be more descriptive. No, that was good. That was good. I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right. So how many the man bits? That would have won points as well.
I think Oslin said dangly bits earlier. So
gentleman sausage.
All right. So thank you, Ozzy. Ozzy, we have 2 categories left.
Wait, does he get to go first every time?
Yeah, it rotates back and forth.
If I keep
every
losing,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. What do we got?
How many?
What's left?
History, arts and leisure.
And arts. Arts and leisure.
Arts and leisure. What does? How many points? How many points?
3.
3. What does Poseidon, Greek god of the sea, carry?
He carries a trident.
That's correct.
Also, you should have gone for at least 6 points to tie me because
I can't. It's
Are
a
we
max
limited
of
to
3.
three?
Yeah, you're limited to 3.
Okay.
You've always been limited to 3.
Okay. There was one game where you let us make up some arbitrary.
Well, yeah, at the final round.
That was at the very end or something.
The final round.
Well, this is it, the final round, because all that's left is history, right?
Oh, well, I would like 943 points.
Too late. 3. That's the limit. All right.
I was not warned about this.
So history, I guess.
Is this really the final?
There's 6 categories. This is the third round. We've each picked a category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's true. It makes sense.
I've been ripped off.
It's a history. How many points, Jeff?
Well, since the points
for the win.
Matter, since the points don't matter.
Since the games are made up and the points don't matter. 3.
Oh, ID.
How many Fabians have been Pope? Now, remember, this was in 1984. 1984.
Not thespians.
No. Fabians. Fabians.
3. Fabian the Third.
Ozzy, would you like to steal?
I would like to. I'm going to go with 4.
I actually should have done 1 point for the steal.
You both are terrible and wrong.
I have no idea.
It's 1. Only one Fabian has been the Pope.
I didn't think it was a very popular name, but I had to be more than one.
Was he a thespian Fabian?
He may have been. I'm not sure of his history or his political leanings.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what his politics were. I don't know. Just saying.
Now, actually, are you going by name or by what society he belonged to?
I don't know,
the Fabian
Jeff.
Society is a bunch of socialists that are British. So,
well, that would be his politics, I guess. No, this says how many Fabians.
The gods of the copybook headings. They talk about the Fabian.
That's right. Yeah. That's a good reference. All right, so how many points did you win, Jeff?
6-3.
6-3. Not bad. Good job on the win, Jeff. And
luck prevails again.
I'm glad we're getting everything ironed out with this game and finally figuring out how we actually supposed to play it.
Now, if only the point values were reflected in the difficulty of the question.
That would be too hard. Then I'd have to go through them and try to determine what questions are harder and which ones aren't.
Or each question should just be worth a point.
It's not your strong suit.
And then it doesn't matter.
Well, then the points really don't matter, Jeff.
Each question could be worth a point, and then the third question could be worth 4 points.
Ooh, there you go.
Ooh. Well, we'll iron it out. If you have any suggestions, www.thefrontporchshow.com. You can check us out and drop us a line if you have any comments. 1-402-799-1811. We will be back for our final segment in a minute.
Tombstone at thefrontporchshow.com.
Yes, any complaints? Any complaints?
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
We eat ribs and whatnot and listen to salsa music. You see where I'm coming from?
Free ponies for all Americans, one of the overlooked issues in America today.
Gentlemen, did you see where Clint Eastwood came out and supported Bloomberg for president? Endorsed him?
What?
Yeah, no kidding.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, thought you should know.
I just want to know why the free ponies got in there with the other two food clips in the intro segment. Are we preparing for a Bernie Sanders presidency where we have to eat horse meat?
Because if coronavirus takes over, we're going to have no meat is off the table.
Did you?
If Bernie Sanders takes over, no meat's off the table.
Did you guys see that guy in it's got to be Vermin Supreme's brother, except he's actually from outer space.
Is he really?
He's running for Yeah, no, seriously, he really is. He is running for mayor of London, and his name is Count Binface.
Count Binface.
And Binface, yes, like a trash bin.
It's Binfaz.
Binfaz.
Right.
Anyway, so he is running for mayor of London.
Whoa. I just saw his picture for the first time.
Is he a Binface?
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing.
He literally has a trash can on his head, and he is claiming to be from outer space.
This is brilliant.
It's amazing.
This is brilliant.
Amazing. And he is basically the English counterpart to
like
Vermin Supreme.
Darth Vader with a trash can head.
This
it's
is
so much better.
This is incredible. Yeah,
it's so much better. If you get a chance, we'll have to post this or whatever. You can listen to his rant that was from Twitter, which is pretty awesome, I have to say. I did listen to the whole thing. He's got some great ideas. He's also an alien from outer space who's running for mayor.
But is he a legal alien?
I was going to say, how can he actually run? How can he run for office if he's not a resident of Britain?
This is apparently not the first time he ran. He lost against who's their current who did he run against? Where'd it go?
Whoa.
I lost it.
He ran against Boris
Johnson.
He ran
against Boris Johnson
for the prime minister.
Did he really?
Yep, he did.
That's amazing.
No,
and
but
he's trying to get enough funds to be able to run for mayor of London. So
he's vowing to take out the trash.
Yes.
I love it. That's genius.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a fan.
I could not stop smiling. And
he has raised $1,600 or 1,255 pounds.
So he's obviously not in it for the money.
Well, because he's all about taking out the trash. So can't do that and have money.
Draining the swamp and taking out the trash. All right.
I like this so much. So
I do
the
too.
Kind of politics I could get behind. I honestly though, like him and Vermin Supreme in the same room. Oh my goodness gracious! Like
magical.
That would be the perfect running mates. I'm just saying, if these two were Democrats in the election, I would vote for them.
Binface and Boothead.
If you could. Yep, it would be awesome. You get free ponies, and they would take out the trash. Would be great.
I love it.
So anyway, you can check that out. His name again is Count Binface.
I just have nothing.
I don't know. I'm trying to book him on the show right now. So.
Oh, daggum, that'd be sweet. I like it. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we do have some news coming from Michigan, Jeff.
What's that? Besides the weather's cold and the roads suck.
This, I would say this would be our Florida man story had he not been in Michigan.
Was he on vacation?
Sadly,
maybe sick of the sunshine.
No,
decided to come up here to the snow.
Sadly, no. So here we go. You ready? A Michigan man was attacked by his samurai sword wielding partner last month after he allegedly didn't buy marijuana for the suspect, according to reports on Wednesday.
Now, okay, yep, that's what you meant by partner. Okay, just was double checking.
Now, supposedly the man who got stabbed when the police got there was also apparently sitting down and smoking.
He was smoking a cigarette while holding a bloody towel to his side. So, calming his nerves while staunching the bleeding. Seems genius to me.
I question whether or not that was a cigarette. I'm just saying. But anyway, I guess his partner didn't buy him any marijuana. So
it had to be a cigarette. It had to be a cigarette. He didn't have any weed.
Goodness. Dude, this is terrifying. This is why they should not have they should, you want to talk about background checks? They should background check the people that buy samurai swords, because there are a lot of questions that I have about people like that.
Ban all knives.
I'm not saying knives. I'm just saying question the people who buy samurai swords.
All the pointy things.
They rarely get out of their parents' basement. So, but but apparently when they do, they buy marijuana.
Wow,
yeah,
that's impressive.
So that's the stories that I have. So, yeah,
I don't know why that was important. What about this police testing meth?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I have some actual questions about this being the legality of doing this. So police in where are we at here? Arkansas,
Texas.
That's one of the four corner states, I think.
Have posted on their Facebook page that if anyone would like to come to the police station, or they will come to your house and get your meth tested for coronavirus, they will gladly do so.
Well, that's safe. That's safe.
I mean,
and apparently a lot of police, I guess, departments are now posting the same type of post
jokes
on their websites. And there's a lot of people that are up in arms over whether or not this is a good thing, or if it's going to be something that they shouldn't be joking about coronavirus.
Yeah, they're like mad because they're spreading false information about coronavirus, and it's like,
right.
The only people that would have to worry are the people that have the meth, and they're not really bright enough to really worry.
Right.
Okay,
I feel like this is. Do you remember the story?
I have mixed emotions about this, guys.
I guarantee you, your libertarian self has mixed emotions about this.
No, I
knew he would. I knew he would.
The meth use is absolutely ridiculous. It's just stupid. I have a problem when when an authority figure, if you will, makes light.
I knew this would draw him in.
Makes light of a serious topic. And
like what? Are you talking about meth or coronavirus?
Both. So I've seen this in the past, and it's basically like the same thing with the knife turn-ins in New Zealand, or the gun turn-ins in New Zealand. That was all over Facebook. Okay. I loved following those threads. Same with London and Europe, where they're turning in knives. The police departments post on there, oh, there's a knife turn-in, and people would get on there and pile on and just start making jokes about it and mocking the police department. It's really just making a mockery of the police department by doing this.
Well, the knife turn-ins and gun turn-ins were serious.
They're serious, but the threads below them turn into just an absolute nightmare.
Because people are mocking. Because people that are freedom-minded are mocking them for trying to get people to turn
yeah, but the same thing's happening here as well.
People are going to mock because people are going to mock. This is different because in the other two cases, the authority figure is not making a joke. The authority figure is dead serious about the knife turn-in or the gun buyback.
Yeah, but this is kind of serious too. This
is a joke. This is a tongue-in-cheek joke that if they can trick one idiot in their community into bringing his meth in to get checked, they've caught a meth user, and otherwise they've had a few laughs on Facebook.
I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and pile on them. Okay, I'm not going to pile on them, but I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, that's funny, that's a great idea. I just think it's dumb. I just think it's dumb.
It's just whatever.
I knew he would take this so seriously. Yeah. I knew he would take this so seriously.
I know. I just think it's dumb.
The things he refuses to take seriously. And also, I have a problem with your statement of authority figures making a mockery of something serious, because while we might not quite be authority figures, what is the whole premise of this show? I think all we do is sit around and make a mockery.
We're not authority figures, Jeff.
For all 13 of our listeners, we're authority figures.
Vasectomy is no joke, Jeff.
It's true. It's not. It's a very serious
Identity
matter.
theft is not a joke, Jim.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just dumb. I don't know.
I don't disagree, but it's funny.
A weird
dumb.
Ploy.
I know.
Is it a good use of your tax dollars? Probably not. But
do you remember the story? This is the
Are you
same
gonna
type
get your
of
meth
thing where
tested?
they had.
No, Jeff, because I don't have any.
the police gave out winning what was it? The Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes thing or whatever. They had all these people that had warrants out. And this was back in I think it was the mid 80s or 90s.
Oh, and they sent them Publisher Clearinghouse things to find them?
The Publisher Clearinghouse thing telling them they won and to come to wherever it was, and they busted 100 or 300 people.
Is that not
because they all came?
I mean, entrapment's not the right word.
Entrapment?
Because entrapment is tricking someone into committing a crime.
Entrapment is what the FBI supposedly told Lori Loughlin, on Becky's lawyer. No, just hold on. Just hold on. That was this week.
Oh, no.
Her new defense is they have proof that the guy they were colluding with to get their kid into UCS
Russia.
or whatever. No, not the
Every
Russians.
time I hear collusion, it means Russia. It's the Russians.
Just listen. So the guy who is giving them the sweet deal to get their kids into the college, UCLA or whatever,
because they're not already rich,
right? Exactly, because they couldn't pay their way in by being boosters or anything. Supposedly, the FBI told the guy to tell them directly it was a bribe, and they have proof of the communications between the FBI and the guy. And so, if they can prove that in court, then it's entrapment. And they get the cold case thrown out.
Interesting.
Yep. Anyways, that's entrapment.
We'll be back next week with the breaking story of what's happening with Aunt Becky.
Hey, Aunt Becky's a big deal. I don't know what you're mocking her.
Killed the fun that we were having with that.
I know. Sorry.
Entrapment. But yes, the Publisher Clearinghouse one, I don't know. That's it's genius, but a little sketchy, I think.
I mean, they all have warrants out and they freely went there, so...
But they were lied to about why they were.
I think it was just.
Play stupid games to get stupid prizes.
That's right. Especially since none of them had entered Publishers Clearinghouse. You ever people are always like, "Oh, I won Publishers Clearinghouse. We didn't enter it, but I won it. I wonder how that works."
Yeah.
I don't know.
All I know is I'm set for life because I am the heir to a fortune
from a Nigerian prince.
In Nigeria.
Wow.
Didn't know that, did you?
Nope.
Did you send him a mail order?
I'm going to be
$5,000.
You know what I'm going to do with my money? I am going to waste it
Go to Disney World.
Becoming the presidential candidate.
Oh.
Just wait.
I thought he was going to,
watch me.
Hire someone to dig the trench around his pool.
You should run as an illegal alien from Mars.
Ooh.
Who had to sneak
Maybe
across?
I can get Count Binface to come.
You're
help
a
me.
Muslim illegal alien from Mars who had to come across the southern border.
Why couldn't I come across the Canadian border with?
Better yet, maybe the Canadian border.
Yeah,
you crossed Lake Champlain.
That's going from New York to Vermont or Vermont to New York, buddy.
Those are both foreign
That's
countries.
All I'm saying.
Listen, you're really concerned about the logistics of this?
That's his biggest complaint.
Yes.
That's his biggest complaint.
Jeff said I needed to be more logical. Jeff said I needed to be more logical and follow the path.
That is true, but this might be the wrong time to start that.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll have Nessie bring me over.
Yes, he rode over.
He rode in on the back of a. He rode in on the back of a Loch Ness. Brilliant.
On that note, all right,
guys. Do we have anything else we got to get to?
No, that's it.
No, that's it.
Absolutely not. The rest of our lives. That's
1-402-799-1811. That's the message line number.
Oh!
Spotify, Twitter, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher. What do we miss?
It's leap year.
Oh, it is a leap year.
It's leap year. There's a lady who just turned 21 who's getting her first drink.
Oh, really? She's like 80 something.
She's had her 21st leap day birthday.
She was born in 1930 something or other.
Her name is Jerry Gergich,
and she's finally technically legally old enough to drink.
Is it really a leap year today?
Not.
Yeah.
It is.
Leap day today.
It's the leap show.
How did we miss that?
It's in the notes. I put it in the notes.
No, not the show. The day.
Jeff doesn't read those anyways. So
what?
birthday to all those sleep year people.